We be live. Hello, Durud and Shalom.
Welcome back, everybody. Today we have some significant escalations as well as some analysis for why the strikes of yesterday happened. Today is the 7th day in a row that the United States has been pounding not only the southern coast, but now also central Iran, because the city of Yazd, as of 30 minutes ago, has been bombarded, and it looks like they're going after missile sites, so they're going further and further inland. I would love to give you guys the reason why they're doing this and for what's going to happen in the next couple of weeks. I know I've been talking about it, but I want to concentrate everything into a couple of minutes so we have a good expectation of what's coming going forward. We also have a ton of other news going in, and we have alligrams as well today, so let's get started, as well as your usual Islamic Republic Haydar Durka videos. So, Armin, I'm going to ask you, why are they creeping in inland with their strikes?
I don't know, but it seems like they're getting ready for something big. Is it preparation for something big? It seems like it, or else, or maybe they're bluffing. Maybe they're bluffing, but I don't know. But this is a lot of military activity. I don't think they're gonna let this go to waste. What do you think? Are they getting prepared for ground operations in southern Iran, and they have to go deep that high to basically make sure that there's no support coming for the south? I mean, the bridges that they're hitting are exactly the bridges that stops the support coming south. So maybe they go deep, that the missiles from Yaz and the midsection can't reach the Persian Gulf. Maybe that's why they have to go that much far in, right?
Exactly, you're exactly right. So not only did they cut off Bandar Abbas, and we'll talk about that, but now they're striking this far inland into the Islamic Republic of Iran. We actually know that they also struck near Tehran a couple of days ago. All the targets are the same. Does anyone know what they might be? They're missile sites. They're going after anything that could possibly be launched from inward in inland Iran into the Strait of Hormuz and the surroundings. So they're going for the entire coast as a target. They've been degrading all of the defenses along the southern coast of Iran, which is quite extensive. But they're focusing on Bandar Abbas, of all places, the first and the most powerful naval base of the IRGC, and the most important port in Iran. So the bridges that they struck Highway 94 and Highway 96, leading from Bandar Abbas to the city of Shiraz and largely the rest of Iran. This serves two purposes. One, not only does it isolate the IRGC forces in the city of Bandar Abbas and its surroundings from getting resupplied, but it also does not allow for the biggest port in Iran to transport cargo and oil and other things into the rest of the country. That's quite significant, but why Bandar Abbas? If I'm a United States general, I would be asking this question. What purpose would it serve if our objective is to halt the flow of Iranian oil and to secure shipping lanes? What purpose does it serve for us to put troops down on the southern coast of Iran? Well, the answer is very unclear, because they can largely achieve that effect by airstrikes targeting the missile launchers and other such facilities. But it seems like they may be going in for the kill, because if these troops do land, they are able to go in and take out these underground bunkers and missile cities on their own without, because the airstrikes cannot reach them, they're underground. So we might be reaching that point. And for them to do that, they need to make sure that further inland, anywhere from Iran Shah over here where they struck the air bases, all the way over to Zahedan and Yazd and Shiraz, none of these places are able to launch missiles and drones to take out and cause U.S. casualties. I believe that's largely where we're going. I don't know if an invasion of Kharg Island necessarily is on the books, but it seems like Bandar Abbas is going to be quite isolated here. One key thing about this is that I actually asked someone with connections in Bandar Abbas, are people going around this bridge? And last night they told me, yeah, the government just came in, they paved a dirt road with like a roller, and then the trucks are just going next to the bridge. And I was like, oh, okay, so that largely didn't really matter that we hit the bridge. And I think I found video confirmation of the same thing if I can find it for you guys. But what that tells me is that that bridge being hit was largely a signal, because those trucks are actually still moving through, just less. And if the invasion was to happen today, tomorrow, even next week, I highly doubt that just hitting a couple of bridges, actually hit 5, but just a few places would be enough. They would bombard the entire area. Another place that they hit, interestingly enough, was the city of Lar. So that's further up in the coast, but it has some missile cities. Most of these cities along the coast have missile cities. They have bunkers, and Lar was hit quite extensively today, I think with around 20 explosions and rockets by the United States. But now we've gone all the way up to Yazd by Esfahan. We're heading there as well. We're creeping up.
You zoom out and show people where Yazd is on the map.
It's that green marker,
Yep.
guys, straight in the middle of Iran.
Wow, that's really high up there. We're creeping in.
So the first priority of these strikes is to allow the United States to provide safe passage for ships. The second is for them to allow an extensive air campaign over the entirety of the country. The missile launchers and the anti-air defense have been largely created along the southern coast, so a land invasion is also on the books here, and the strikes have been creeping slowly inland. That's what we know so far. So it's becoming increasingly more possible that we land troops on the southern coast of Iran in coordination with the Persian Gulf Arab countries. Probably except for Saudi Arabia, which is actually looks like they're focusing more on the Houthis. We'll get into that in just a second. There's more escalation between them. So in terms of what we're going to see happen, I think I've talked about this, but we can expect that Israel is probably going to be given a green light. A layership of the IRGC is going to be taken out. The Artesh and Ghalibaf is probably going to be untouched. More so, the IRGC commanders are going to be taken out as much as possible with all the intelligence that we've gathered over the past, 2-3 months now. And yeah, unfortunately, after that, Armin, I think we might be going back to the nuclear negotiations, in my opinion here. But let's flesh this out a little bit. So the mobile transportable erectile launchers, the TELs, the rocket launchers, they come out bunkers for a few minutes, launch a rocket missile, go back in. Those are of utmost importance. Here's another thing, guys. If we're being wild with our analysis and we look at the southern coast of Iran, if we were to take it, and if we wanted to liberate a city like Armin wants, Bandar Abbas, arm the people, you cannot do that unless you have US troops take the city and all missile and drone launchers are taken care of within a range that can affect a city like Bandar Abbas or Kish or Qish or whatever. So this is absolutely necessary, I believe, if you want to start drawing the Islamic Republic to the surrender table. Looks like that's where we're heading. Here's the problem. Once we get to that point and we've degraded the defenses completely, we've launched the troops, depending on how successful it is, we might not go and draw them to the negotiating table for nuclear. We might be going straight for surrender. Here's the point, the most important point. You guys might ask, what about Russia? What about China? Ladies and gentlemen, if we take the Strait of Hormuz and we take the southern coast of Iran, Iranian oil does not get out. The value of the Islamic Republic to Russia and China is essentially zero. They will not come to its aid. And the Islamic Republic has been choked economically. They can't sell anything at all. They don't have control of their ports. There's nothing coming in. I don't think they have a choice at that point. It's either scorched earth for them or surrender.
Okay, Ali, first of all, there's one major change. This military operations, there's something very significantly different this time around compared to before. They're now targeting Artesh. The Americans are targeting Artesh They used to just go mostly after IRGC and leave Artesh alone, but now they're targeting Artesh. What do you think that is?
I think I thought about this, and that's a great question. Guys, why did they leave the Artesh alone before? The reason is because the Artesh isn't going to go shoot the people of Iran. But if they land American troops, the Artesh will be forced to defend the southern coast of Iran, and they will start shooting at U.S. troops. And that is largely why I believe they are targeting them.
Could it also be that they were holding off on Artesh, hoping that they would do, maybe because they were waiting to see if the Artesh would get in during Operation Epic Fury during the 40-day war? They were not hitting them to see if there would be any Artesh taking position against IRGC. And now that they're seeing nothing from the Artesh, they're like, okay, then you're going to be on our list as well.
I would have thought of that as a bonus, but if I were to draw my plan around contingent on that, that would have been a bad plan, really bad plan, to base yourself on the hearts and minds of men rather than what you can force them to do.
Or you could just test it out, see if they will flip over. And they didn't flip over.
Yeah, as a bonus, absolutely. That would have been such a great boon.
Yeah.
I just think that, these IRGC commanders are going to order the regular Artesh to go and defend the southern coast of Iran, and I don't think they really have a choice there. And a lot of them might even see it as America invading to kill them. But also, I just largely believe they don't have a choice. I think the IRGC will shoot these conscripts if they refuse orders or be thrown into prison. Either way, these poor conscripts are caught in the middle.
The IRGC leaders are just as evil, though. The leaders of the Artesh. Sorry, the Artesh leaders are basically the same as IRGC.
They are, yeah.
Talking about the body. Yeah, we're talking about the body.
You don't get anywhere without the IRGC's know-how.
Let me say something that is unpopular. I actually don't mind if the Americans go really, really aggressive and then go back to the negotiating table. I don't mind. A lot of people are like, no, don't go back to the negotiating table. Just keep hitting them. I think the Americans, if we go back to the negotiating table, guess what? We're going to go back to eventually military operations again. This is just ebb and flow. Like, we're going to keep doing this dance until the Islamic Republic falls, right? So next time there's negotiations, instead of like, no, stop negotiations, remember that the previous time we had negotiations, we had military operations. And every time you have military operation, if you think like, oh my God, they're going to go at it completely until the fall of the Islamic Republic, we don't know. They might be heading the Islamic Republic really hard so that the next time at the negotiating table, they have lower leverage, right? So, in fact, I think this back and forth is more devastating to the Islamic Republic than something being consistent. If the negotiations were consistent, the Islamic Republic would be able to adjust. If the military operations were consistent, the Islamic Republic would be able to adjust. I think the most devastating for the Islamic Republic is this constant hit negotiations. They can't adjust to this. It's killing them. Honestly, I think with the Islamic Republic, if it was just war economy, war mindset, okay, war, we're doing war, they would be able to deal with that more than this constant letting go and going back, this tightening and then loosening. This is devastating the Islamic Republic. And I think that at the end of the day, at the negotiating table, the United States is humiliating and getting from the Islamic Republic certain things that it cannot get from it during war. And during war, it's getting things from it that it cannot get from the negotiating table. So I think both of them together is doing the most damage to the Islamic Republic. It's kind of like a saw. Like if you see, like at the tree, they like keeps going back and forth. Negotiation, military attack. Negotiation, military attack. I think this is causing the Islamic Republic to fall. Like we have saw during the negotiations, we saw so much damage on the Islamic Republic, in the foundation of the Islamic Republic, in a way that we did not see with military operations alone. So even if the Americans use it, because remember, we don't want just the destruction of the Islamic Republic infrastructure. We want the humiliation and the destruction of their ideology. So we already got that a lot with the MOU. Especially the MOU is now actually doing beautiful work because it's showing to the regime supporters that they signed something that the Americans now are saying, yeah, you guys didn't abide by it, so now we're bombing you. So the MOU was supposed to at least stop the bombings, and it didn't even do that. It didn't even do that. So it's causing the MOU to be even more humiliating. I think if you could get the Islamic Republic back to the negotiating table and make them sign, okay, here's our enriched uranium, you guys could have it, and then bomb them after anyways, that is better than just bombing them. If you could get to the point where the Islamic Republic signs a document that please don't bomb us, here's the enriched uranium, and then you get them to sign that, and then you show it to their followers, and then after that say like, well, never mind, we're going to bomb you anyways because you violated this line over here, over there, then that would be better than just bombing them alone.
They're being stretched thin, and I hate to agree with you. I really do. I really hate to agree with you, but the stretching that has been happening to the Islamic Republic supporters from that 5% to the 1%, and now it's probably even less than 1%, is undoubtedly a result of all of the negotiations that have happened so far, and not the bombings. If we had continued the war this far, you might even see the regime supporters band together from the start and not move. But because we've split them, we've reached this point. And the South is largely a very sore point for the regime supporters at the moment. Why have we abandoned the south of Iran? Why are we not going down to their fight? I don't understand. Why is the south of Iran turned into Lebanon, where they can come and bomb it whenever they want? Why aren't we doing anything? Why aren't we doing anything? That is all I hear from inside the Islamic Republic at the moment. So, ladies and gentlemen, in addition to all the bombings in Yazd and further inland that we've seen our regular coastal bombardment for the 7th night in a row, further degrading and probably at this point destroying the coastal defenses of the Islamic Republic's IRGC. The American forces are getting a little bit bolder. They're actually flying Reaper drones and etc. right over the cities of Bandar Abbas and Chabahar, pretty close. You can see them with your naked eye, which is quite astonishing when I saw that. And apparently they haven't been shot down. So that does give you a sense that they have aerial supremacy at this point in some areas, the United States. We got some problems, though. We have some major problems. We got into the Strait of Hormuz. Last night, another ship was hit by the Islamic Republic of Iran. So, just off the coast of Sirik, last night another ship was hit. They fired, the IRGC fired a missile right into the engine room of this ship. Actually ended up killing 3 people as well. Oil prices have jumped today up to, I think last time I checked a couple hours ago was 82. Let's check that again. So it's 83 now. So they've gone up by $2.50 today, or 3%. And that makes total sense. The other thing that we've seen along the coast of the Middle East is that if we go down here off the coast of Yemen near the Bab el-Mandeb, last night we had something pretty interesting happen, and we don't know who did it. It's dependent. So let's see here. Got another report that this time we had a ship that was boarded by an unknown party. Right there. People largely believe that there's 2 options here. One, it was the Houthis. The Houthis have gotten the orders recently to close the Bab el-Mandeb from the IRGC officially. As for their capability to do so, that's in question. This ship was boarded last night by pirates or militants or whatever you may call them. Houthis or Saudi Arabia-backed militias. The Saudis have been very aggressive this week in dealing with the Houthis. It seems like they did actually get the green light from Donald Trump to go ahead and attack the Houthis. And we saw them seize a ship carrying weapons for the Houthis as well. This ship is also largely believed by Saudi Arabian analysts to be a Houthi-linked IRGC vessel carrying another shipment of weapons, rockets, and missiles to close the Bab el-Mandeb. That is the second ship in the matter of 3 days that are seized carrying weapons for the Houthis. We are not 100% sure if that's the case. It's largely believed so. Could be the Houthis themselves boarding a ship, but if that's the case, why did they let it go through the Bab el-Mandeb in the first place? I'm not sure. Not sure. So we have to keep an eye, especially on the Saudi Arabian Houthi conflict here, because that's actually going to be really important. 13%, I think 13 or 16% of the world's global traffic in terms of ships go through here. In comparison, if we go over to the Suez Canal, it's about 6 or 7%, 6, 7. So there's twice the amount that goes to the Bab el-Mandeb, and that just happens to be closer to the Strait of Hormuz. Two things that we cannot afford to close whatsoever, which the Islamic Republic has now announced that they will absolutely close. Rezai coming out, the advisor to the Supreme Leader, claiming, we will do that.
Guys,
okay.
this Bab el-Mandeb thing, guys, is no joke, okay? Like, there's so many things involved here. We have the Islamic Republic trying to use the Houthis to close the Bab el-Mandeb, which could potentially, if the economic analysts are correct about this, get you finally the $200 per barrel oil prices that the Islamic Republic has been trying to chase for such a long time, especially with the oil reserves being low, not at all having enough cushion like we had before Operation Epic Fury. The challenge, though, for the Islamic Republic is that the Houthis are not as loyal to the Islamic Republic as they used to be. Maybe the Islamic Republic will find a way to change that. And also Pakistan it's not just Saudi Arabia that is very terrified about this situation. It's also Pakistan, because Pakistan doesn't want to be dragged into a war. Pakistan has a defense agreement with Saudi Arabia, kind of like a NATO-like. I mean, not exactly, but kind of like a NATO-like agreement that if anybody attacks Saudi Arabia, they have to get involved. So Pakistan is desperately trying to not to get into a war. So, and they're only one of the few remaining friends of the Islamic Republic. So they're putting pressure on the Islamic Republic not to do this, and the Islamic Republic would be losing one of its last remaining friends if they do such a thing, because that would basically drag Pakistan into a war against the Islamic Republic. Also, beyond that, this would be such a pressure on global economy if it's done successfully, that it will turn the entire world against the Islamic Republic on a much higher level, including Europe and China. So this is why this could escalate things on such a higher level. But it will be so devastating to the Islamic Republic that it's hard to see why would they play this card unless they don't have any other cards left. Like unless they're so close to the edge of collapse. The only way you could see that the Islamic Republic would use this card is that they think that this is it. If they don't do this, they're going to fall. But but the other side of the problem is that it could be a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like they might want to put pressure on the Bab el-Mandeb to get people off their back, but it might unite the world even more against them. So right now they want to try to use the threat of closing Bab el-Mandeb instead of actually doing it, so that maybe they could threaten the world to back off. And they're hoping that President Trump is bluffing, because they're hoping that maybe he doesn't have any interest in attacking, given the strategic oil reserves being lower than usual. But we'll see. I mean, we have Venezuela, we have Iraq right now. I don't know how much somebody needs to crunch the numbers. I don't know if it actually could replace. I mean, it can't, because the pipelines in Iraq doesn't even it's not even working. The pipelines that go through Syria through Europe. Assad closed it when he was in power at the request of the Islamic Republic, which now you see why. And I don't know, we're putting sanctions on Russia on their oil, so that's going to be out of the market, so that's going to make this even more difficult. So yeah, this is going to be tough on both sides, but more difficult in the Islamic Republic. But they might be willing to tolerate more pain, because for them this is a matter of survival. For them, this is not a matter of, oh, are eggs more expensive? Are we paying more at the pump? For them, this is a matter of life and death. So they might be tolerating more pain. Even yet, the pain is on the Islamic Republic is a lot more than the rest of the world, but they also might be willing to tolerate more pain because for them, this is life and death.
And we discuss all of this on our group discussion every single day, guys. We actually have we had a session. Armin had a session just an hour ago that ended an hour ago, and I have my session in a couple hours from now. I don't record a stream mine. You guys can come and ask me anything you want, or give me your opinions. I actually really want to hear what you guys think about all this. It never hurts to get more information. And if you click on the link in any of our videos, we have a description, link in the description, every video, or the QR code in the top left, and you should join. It's free. Why not do it?
Yeah,
come talk to us,
guys. Ali is going to go on his call in how many hours? Group call
in 3 hours.
In 3 hours. So go talk to Ali. The link is in the chat. Hold on, let me put it on both chats. The link is in the chat. Go give your opinions to him or ask him questions. The group call is free. The group call is free, and it starts in 3 hours. Ali is a really good source of information. So go to the discussion group, and then you could find it in the calendar section. It's starting in 3 hours. This is the one. Okay, join this group call and talk to him.
So we have other very serious news. And by the way, as Armin was saying, the country in the Middle East that's been hurt the most by the closure of the Strait of Hormuz has actually been Iraq. Over 90% of their exports have been halted, and they've really been hurting. And they just signed a ton of new pacts with the United States, including energy and electrical deals with American companies, and deals with Syria on how to expand pipelines over to the Mediterranean as well. One country that really took the brunt of the attacks last night is our dear Kuwait. Kuwait got absolutely destroyed last night. The reason for that is because as soon as the Islamic Republic saw that a couple of their bridges was hit, they went in and struck a Kuwaiti electrical power plant and actually caused half of the country of Kuwait to lose electricity for a few hours last night. Kuwait's Ministry of Electricity, Water, and Energy stated that an Iranian attack drones struck a power generation and water desalination facility, set it on fire, caused significant material damage, and took out multiple electricity generation units offline. It's a small country, and half the country was without electricity for a while, but most importantly, water desalination. If you take a look back at the map, all of the countries along the coast of the Persian Gulf, they get over 90% of their water from desalination. If those are hit, they got nowhere to go. Behind them is sand. It's scorching heat. That's a huge problem for them. And I've been saying that as soon as Donald Trump is signaling to the Islamic Republic that they're going to hit Iranian infrastructure, the Persian Gulf Arab countries better get on board. They know that their infrastructure is next. The Islamic Republic infrastructure get hit, that equals Persian Gulf Arab country infrastructure getting hit. It is the same thing. They better join in, and they have been joining in, but their militaries aren't very strong. Let's just say that.
Ali, can you go around the Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar area? Go lower, highlight that area, that entire area. Guys, please understand that hitting the water desalination facilities is a new level of escalation. And this is devastating. If the Islamic Republic starts targeting water desalination facilities like they just did in Kuwait, you have to understand this entire area, people are not supposed to live here. There are millions of people here. It's not natural at all that people live here. If these people don't get water, you're going to see the greatest mass evacuation requirement in the history of mankind in such a short amount of time. These people will immediately be in the middle of desert, and there's no water there. You're talking about millions of people that would immediately run out of drinking water. This is nowhere. This is the fact that people live there is like so artificial. Without technology, without desalination, these people will go without drinking water like that. Like within hours, these people will be running out of water. Like, I don't know. This is crazy. This is very dangerous. Like, there's so many people there, and they're so vulnerable. And this is a huge, the fact that they're hitting water desalination, this is like a huge, unsuccessfully actually this time, this is a huge high level of escalation. This would become one of the darkest chapter in our history if all of a sudden these people run out of drinking water. It would be catastrophic.
So I actually took a look, and let me give you guys two fun facts. So these countries, largely most of them, have about 3 to 5 days of water reserves. That's it. So within a week, they would run out of water. Also, it is 140 degrees Fahrenheit in this area of the world right now as of today. 140 degrees. Some of you may ask, well, how did people survive back then? That's why they were nomads. They would go from oasis to spring to mountain to cave, and they would not build cities in the middle of the desert like this. It's only possible, as Armin's saying, with modern technology. If you take out that modern technology, well, it's not going to look so good. Not so good at all. Let's take a look at something fun for a change. So guys, you may have heard about all the arrests that are happening in Iraq. Well, they actually finally got the house of the former Prime Minister of Iraq. And let's take a look. What did this guy have in there?
Who? The house of who?
This is the ex-Prime Minister of Iraq's house. Look,
Which one? Nouri al-Maliki?
Yep, Noor al-Maliki. They had to break down a wall and to find a secret room in his house. I don't know how they got information that it was there. I mean, but they found it, and they find just water jugs full of rolled paper bills. Look at all that gold on the ground. I mean, this is billions of dinaris. I don't know what he was saving them up for in the walls of his house, but here it is. They got him.
Wait, are you sure this is like whose house this is? Like
this is Nouri al-Maliki. Sorry, Adnan al-Jumaili.
Okay.
All right, I totally got that mixed up. Yeah. Totally got that mixed up, guys. That's the former deputy oil minister who was arrested 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, okay, that makes more sense. I would like, there's no way that these people have arrested. Yeah. Okay, go back up.
So guys, $200,000 in cash.
In cash, yes.
Plus 25 billion dinar, 4 kilograms of gold. Again, can we just take a look in the beginning of this video? Look, this is where he hid it, okay? You got this wall in the way. It's not like he could just go and take all of this money that he had whenever he wanted. He had to like literally break down a wall in his house to get all this. I don't know what he was. Some of you may be hoarders, but none of you, I guarantee you, have built a wall in your house to block your wealth. None of you. Yeah, that ended up in these. Quite interesting. So
why put it in water jugs? I wonder. Is that the best?
I guess he didn't want humidity or insects to reach it. I guess, I don't know. Yeah, guys, this is literally the Ali Baba cave. You're right. Yep. So much treasure. So.
Yeah. By the way, when you said 140 degrees, can you translate that for the rest of the planet?
Absolutely. 140 degrees Fahrenheit is 61 degrees Celsius.
How much?
61.
Okay. Because people here were thinking, are these people boiling alive? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, so, that's why they're complaining about the heat. They are quite literally, like, it's real bad.
No, because when you say one, Ali, most of, like, half of our audience, when they say one, like, that's like 140 degrees, that, like, everybody that is not American thinks in Celsius. So you can't just say 140 degrees. You have to be, yeah.
For all of my friends out there, not from the United States of America, where we use feet and inches.
Yeah, which makes no sense.
So Let's take a look at the bridges because we got some clear images of the infrastructure that was hit. So you guys want to take a look. There used to be a bridge here, but it's not. And unfortunately, I did get news that there were 4 unfortunate individuals driving on this bridge at 2 a.m. when the bridge was struck, and they have been killed in these strikes. It is unclear who they were, but we largely believe that they are civilians, which again, you ask any person inside of Iran, Iranian people, they will tell you that their deaths are completely as a result of the IRGC's warmongering and not because of the United States of America.
Yes. Yeah. Every single one of these people who are dying under US bombardment in Iran, every single civilian, their murderer is the Islamic Republic, who brought this war to Iran by waging war against America.
Absolutely. Here's
guys,
the thing.
look at this. Guys, these bridges are, I think people don't understand how, so many people might not understand how important these bridges are. Guys, the Islamic Republic would not be able to send weapons and backup and forces because they hit the bridges, and they hit also the backup for those bridges. So this is going to make it logistics so difficult for the IRGC, like basically impossible. There's going to be areas where they're not going to be able to defend or have access to. Other than the people who died, the unfortunate other side effect is that a lot of Iranians will also not be able to do their job, get to their work. You know, this is going to make things inaccessible. Supplies of food and other goods is going to also be disrupted. So many businesses are going to get disrupted as well. But this is all because of the Islamic Republic that waged war against the United States and brought this upon the Iranian people. But yeah, these bridges were key. These bridges are are very important routes connecting different parts of Iran, the south and the rest of Iran together.
So actually, it turns out there was 5 bridges that have been hit, and we can actually largely see queues of trucks forming already. Actually, that truck right there, if you guys can look, that is actually hanging off the bridge.
Oh my God.
Looks like it was right there when the strikes happened. The front room, you know, where the truck driver is completely scorched, and it's hanging off the bridge there. So yeah, a lot of these bridges were hit, and then I'm trying to find that video where they just made a dirt road. Oh yeah, okay, so let's show this one as well. This is where there's a long queue forming of oil and cargo trucks that can't pass through because, well, the bridge is done. What they ended up doing is on the other side of the bridge, on the ground there, they're trying to make a slope for the dirt to be able to handle these trucks going down and up it, most importantly. I don't know how successful they are with that. I know I've seen smaller cars go up through it, but I don't know about the larger trucks as of yet. Either way, it slows down traffic a lot. And here's another important thing. So the bridges were hit, but also we have radio comms towers. So this is a communications center that was also struck. So they're pretty much isolating the city of Bandar Abbas as much as they possibly can in terms of communications, logistics, backup. The railway station was also hit last night, Armin, and the port facilities were also hit. So it's a complete isolation tactic here. And let's take a look at what CENTCOM has posted. They posted some good videos. I'm going to put the volume down because these Super Hornets taking off and landing is extremely loud.
Is it beautiful? It sounds like, no, go back. Play it. It's beautiful. It's musical.
Is there a better video quality here? Is that the best one? Okay.
Yeah. No. Look.
Oh. Here we see some of the strikes. So they'll target a couple of very interesting things here. It's going to come up in just a second. It should be the radar tower. So a lot of these mobile launchers are being hit. Totally expected. These rip to whoever was in there, I guess. But I don't know why you're ordered to go out there when you know the U.S. is striking. So I don't know why the quality is so terrible. Let's take a look at this one as well. They're showing footage of Tomahawk missiles being launched off of carriers. You can see it's pitch black right there in the middle of the ocean. And you just see the American flag and a Tomahawk being launched. Beautiful. We go with the afterburners. Get them. Man, it must be so loud up there. Okay, so here's the interesting footage, guys. Can anyone tell me what they see here? Look at them. Look at that. Those poor guys down there fixing those drones. That truck, that's a mobile missile launcher hiding under the trees. But look at this. That's a radar tower, and there's more to it. Keep watching. Any second now.
These are the eyes of the Islamic Republic.
And there it goes.
The eyes and ears.
Boom. There goes the comms.
Guys, it's
Look
really
at that.
difficult to manage.
This baffled me, Armin. When I saw this, I'm like, who in their right mind is doing this? Why are you towing a drone on the middle of an airstrip while the United States is conducting 24-hour operations? What are you doing?
What are they? How am I supposed to get this to the other side?
Guys, why did the Durka cross the road? Anyone know?
I mean, if I don't, someone's gonna do it, and then someone is dead based on judging based on that. I think that let me see. He didn't survive it. Play it again.
No, he definitely did not survive. There's no chance in the world where that guy is still with us. Yeah, largely looks like, they what they say in the IRGC these days, right, Armin? They say you got to be able to spread yourself out. I think they took it a little literally there. So we have more projectiles landing outside of Yazd now at the moment. So it looks like the missile cities around the central of Iran are also being bombarded. The city of Bandar Abbas has yet again, I think this is probably the 5th wave of attacks tonight on it, as well as your usual. There's no reason for them to do this, but this main city of Shiraz has jets scrambling every day. The Islamic Republic Air Force likes to they take off their jets for no reason. I mean, these guys are 40-year-old jets. They're belonging to a museum. They can do nothing against an F-16, F-18, F-22, F-35. There's just nothing they can do. I don't know why they even bother. It's more for show at this point.
Yeah, that's a good question. The Islamic Republic fighter jets can't do anything. Why do they even bother?
They can't even. They have they have the turning radius of a massive semi truck, and then it looks like the F-35 is a turning radius of like a motorbike. You know what I mean? So it's not even close.
But the Islamic Republic fighter jets can't, if they can't do much because how old they are, there must be a reason why the Islamic Republic is using them right now in the military operations. Like, is there zero utility? Is it just for show? Is it just for demonstration of force? There's no other utility?
The best utility that they can do by scrambling their own jets in the air is by having those act as living radars. That is it. It's like, hey, our jets are here. We know the American jets aren't here. And that's pretty much it. Until one of our jets get blown up, and then
maybe observation is the reason.
That's the only thing they can do, is just data gathering. Human data gathering. So Chabahar.
Okay, wait. I ask AI. Yeah. Here's what AI is saying. The AI is saying, while the Iranian regime's aging fighter jets are deeply obsolete compared to modern stealth aircraft, they are not completely useless and are deployed right now for low altitude surprise strikes, drone coordination, and domestic propaganda. Okay. The Islamic Republic uses these heavily modified 1970s airframes as a desperate asymmetrical measure to squeeze every ounce of tactical utility out of a heavily degraded fleet. There you go.
1970s. That's 50 years ago. That's the Shah. These are the Shah's fighter jets.
Yes.
They did nothing since then. They did nothing to build.
They're flying coffins. That's what they are.
Yeah, the Islamic Republic actually did carry out a successful operation against the United Arab Emirates. They hit the Fujairah port with their fighter jets during the war, and the pilots were flying so low to the ground because they were so scared of getting hit that one of the pilots skidded off the ground at some point. He skid off like the top of a tree, and he's like, I think my jet hit a tree. I was going that low. Which, that takes a lot of skill, but that's what they got to do. This is important right here. Guys, this is the only oceanic port in the entirety of Iran. Everything else is in the Persian Gulf pretty much. If we go here, this city has also been isolated. It's just not as large as Bandar Abbas. They hit a lot of the roads here. They hit the communications, and they hit this. This is the Chabahar Port Tower, built in 2022. It had a good 4 years. It was very modern, and that, yes, it has come down. It doesn't exist anymore. It's on the ground. They hit it so much, and they hit the support structure for this so much that it has ceased to exist. I actually have the picture of what it looked like before, so you guys can have a comparison here. Okay, so let's take a look at this. This was the night it was hit the first time. This is what it looked like. Largely destroyed, but still firmly standing.
And they came at it again?
Then they came at it again yesterday, and look, it's gone. It completely collapsed, and it now looks like let me make this bigger for you guys. It looks like this. That's where it was, right there. It used to be there, and it is no longer with us. They just built it. They built it 4 years ago, and it was in charge of directing all of the maritime traffic internationally into Iran as a whole from the ocean, and it's gone.
Can you go to the map where this is? This is Chabahar, right? Can you go to the map? Zoom out a little bit. Show where Chabahar is in Iran. Zoom out. Okay, so zoom out more. Like I want to see like the entirety of Iran and where Chabahar is. Okay, so here's an interesting thing about Chabahar, right? So Kharg Island might be a misdirection. Okay, the problem with Kharg Island. So if the Americans want to take Kharg Island, one of the disadvantages is that it's so close to the Zagros Mountains and so many of missile launchers of the Islamic Republic, right? So that area, so show people where Kharg Island is. It's like northern part of the Persian Gulf, like it's right there, right? So if you zoom out, there's a lot of areas above there. So Kharg Island is so close to so many things within Iran that the Islamic Republic has to be able to launch missiles and drones on Kharg Island if American Marines want to go to Kharg Island. So basically, you're putting the American soldiers at a lot of risk if you basically deploy them there. And if you want to do such a thing, you have to first clear out that entire area. You see that entire mountainous area? You could hide so much in there. So many launchers, so many areas where drones come from. You have to do a lot of cleanup operation before you could go and safely put Marines on that island. However, if you come to Chabahar, which Ali was showing, so this might, Kharg Island might be a misdirection for the Americans to come and take Chabahar instead. Chabahar is so far away. It's eastern, right? And it's so... And northern, if you zoom out and look at north, zoom out, look, show Kharg, no need to zoom in, like you could show it with the relationship to the rest of Iran, right? North of there is not as mountainous and is far away from most of the military infrastructure of the Islamic Republic. Like Eastern Iran doesn't have that much stuff. So it's so far away from the rest of the stuff that the Islamic Republic has. So taking over Chabahar and putting Marines there would be easier. They would be safer from launchers and drones that might be coming from the Zagros Mountains and the rest of Iran. So it would be easier to put Marines there and take that city compared to Kharg Island because it's far away from all of that danger. It would be easier to clear out the surrounding area and put Marines there. So one suggestion could be that they're talking about Kharg Island, but they're going to go take Charbahar. The problem with Charbahar is if you put Marines there, if you didn't want to do something, it's not strategically as advantageous as taking Bandar Abbas or Kharg Island. So it's easier to deploy Marines there, but then if you want to do something serious, then you have to move inland, and then you have to get closer to the areas where it is more dangerous. But it's a safer landing spot, but it's a less advantageous, it's a less strategic landing spot. Safer for the Marines, but less devastating for the Islamic Republic to lose. Does that make sense for you guys? Let me know in the chat.
Absolutely. In this city of Chabahar, southeast again, the oceanic port, they have pretty much aerial supremacy. The United States is flying Reaper drones over the skies of Chabahar. They just struck it, and you can actually look at the drone with your naked eye really well. It's flying that low, gathering information and etc. That tells me there's nothing there to shoot it down. They got nothing. Especially when, if we take a look at the map again, guys, Chabahar is right next to Konarak. It's just on the other side of this bay. And Konarak has an entire airfield. This is an air base for the IRGC. They have defenses and everything. And this place was largely blown the F up last week. Completely. They went as far as to hit all of the barracks of the pilots living here as well. And those are all blown to smithereens. So they're going, you guys got to follow where these strikes are actually happening and what connection it has for everything else. This railroad line goes straight up all the way into Iran, Afghanistan, Turkmenistan, largely connecting it up into Russia as well, just if you need be, but more importantly, Iran. It's going to be pretty important. Armin, what about Sidik? What about Sidik, Armin? Let's take a look. Let's take a look at what's been happening in Sidik. I had some interesting things happen yesterday here. Let's take a look. We have someone quite unhappy that the Americans are about to invade, apparently. And he's come out and made a video. Let's take a listen.
سیرک نه تو اول برو نوم یاد بگیر ما جو خوب ایران دیم دریغا که ایران ویران شود کنام پلنگان و شیران شود اگر سر به سر تن به کشتن دهیم به از آن که کشور به دشمن دهیم پیام مردم ایران به تو اینه سربازان تو عمودی وارد این خاک اگر بشن افقی برخواهند گشت خلاص.
Okay. Wow. Oh my God. Look at how epic he thinks, guys. Like, hey, if American soldiers come here horizontal, no vertical, they will leave horizontal. Okay, he goes like this. He's like, if you come here vertically, you will leave horizontally. He does that with his gun. And he's like, I'm so epic. I'm going to defend this. I'm going to defend the regime. And then he's like, look how pathetic that is. He's recording himself with the Haydar song walking towards the Persian Gulf. That part is like, look, he thinks he's cool. Okay, you're so cool. Like, look at me being alpha mullah here, guys. Alpha mullah, trying so hard to be alpha.
Dang. I mean, look, if I'm the United States military, I'm the Marines, and I'm rolling up on the beaches, with artillery and snipers that I can take this guy out from a mile away. And I see this guy raising that flag, yelling at me with his single AK. I'm turning right back around. There's nothing you can do.
I'm just picturing him. Can you put the last few seconds? I don't know if
Yeah.
he's if somebody's recording for me, like, okay, let me do this, and then after, like, okay, come back again, walk towards the beach, hold the gun in your hand. Okay, yeah, that looks good. Let's do it again. And you're like, ooh, that's gonna look so good. Let's put a hater song on it. That looks so epic. My God, this is gonna give me so many Instagram likes.
This is gonna get me all the. Okay, I shouldn't make that joke. I shouldn't make that joke.
Wait,
It's gonna get him.
we're gonna talk about goats. We're gonna talk about goats.
Sure.
Okay, sure. No,
Sure. No, totally not the fact that it's permissible for them to.
Do you like that? Do you like that? Do you like the mullah? Would you be interested in that? Is that the? Are you into that? Are you into that? No. Okay. Not even the goats are into that.
So yeah, that's what's happening, guys. That's what's happening largely with the military planning limited ground operation. At this point, everyone thinks it's going to happen. We've been saying it for quite a bit. So it's nice seeing that other people are on board finally with the idea that a limited ground operation is definitely going to happen. It's just a matter of time. Let's see.
Oh, Ali, there's a campaign in Iran. There's a campaign in Iran by actually pro regime, but pro MOU regime, pro people. Okay. And it's gotten I think 120,000 signatures saying that all the people who are against negotiations, send them to southern Iran to fight. Okay. They're like, guys, guys, there's a campaign saying that all of these people, like the Paidari camp people, are like, no to negotiations, no to like MOU, or like, okay, you have war now. Southern Iran is getting decimated. You have your war. This is what you wanted. Go fight. Why are you in Tehran under air conditioning and just on social media saying like, oh, we want war. You're getting your war now. Send them, right? So the pro-regime, pro-negotiation with the United States people are starting a campaign to send the pro-regime, anti-negotiation, the politicians and all the people who were saying that, send them to go and fight in southern Iran against the Americans. So that's a campaign that is going on. And even on state TV, they were talking about it.
I think I have a video like that. If I did save it, I hope I did. Actually, I don't. Oh, man, I don't think so. Okay, that's fine. But we can take a look to see what the people in the Islamic Republic, the regime supporters, are thinking about all this. Okay, so we actually have some breaking news right before we go into see the mood of the regime supporters. Breaking news, there is some U.S. casualties, not deaths, but looks like they have been injured in Jordan. So the U.S. bases in Jordan have actually been taking a lot of direct hits from ballistic missiles from the IRGC, and it looks like that has caused, according to CBS News, citing multiple U.S. officials, there is U.S. casualties. So they are injured.
Wait, what?
Unknown. Yeah.
U.S. casualties, did you just say?
Yes, in Jordan.
Casualties as in dead? Oh,
no fatalities have been reported, but
Okay.
Casualties. So this is CBS News, according to multiple U.S. officials. I hope they're all okay. And that is what we got. So yeah, if you guys just search up CBS, Jordanian casualty. Casualty does not mean death. Casualty means you're taken out of the fight. Your injuries are so severe. And that's according to them. And
no, casualty is not always death.
Yep. So that's the breaking news at the moment. And let's take a look to see. I actually wanted to show you guys some of the newspapers that are being seen in Iran at the moment. Let's take a look. So these are the newspaper covers. Let me see if I can.
You could post them in a copy and I put it in a browser so that we could see the full thing. Telegram just cuts out most of it. It's not for user friendly.
Do you know how to do that?
Okay. You could just download the. It's okay. Just do it. Just show it for now. It's fine. What is it?
Okay. But it's all pretty much kind of similar to this stuff.
Rikota. Okay, so this is Tehran, guys. This is the closest newspaper to the office of the supreme leadership. This is the guy, the writer, the chief editor of this newspaper. I interviewed him on multiple times on my Persian channel and one time on the English channel. The former head of Tehran newspaper, which is the main media of the Supreme Leadership Office. So the former head of this newspaper, Mehdi Nasiri, I interviewed him in English for you guys one time and in the Persian channel many times, okay? But that guy's
That's
on
awesome.
our side now. Yeah, he left.
Okay. Wow.
He left his. Yeah, he's pro-Pahlavi now. He's left.
What was his reason from switching to be so pro, Supreme Leader Durka to pro Pahlavi?
Oh, I talked to him about that on my show for hours. So you have to go watch my show over that.
Okay.
But yeah, go up. So yeah, this newspaper is basically the official position of the Supreme Leadership Office to the Iranian people. That's what this newspaper is. So آمریکا تفاهم رو زیر پا گذاشت وقتی بازگشت از مسیر غیر اصولی است. So this paper is saying that the Americans have violated the MOU. It's time to go away from the path that is against our principles. Basically, the principles of the supreme leader have been violated. We need to go back to our principles. So this one is saying that Iran has broken the blockade of Yemen. So they're saying that we managed to, Yemen was in a blockade and we broke it. Which newspaper is this? Can I see?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go. Oh, no. Okay. America فقط زبان زور میفهمه. So yes, it says basically that the Americans only understand the language of violence, the language of force.
They're just open with it. They're like, hey, we got to hit the ships. I actually don't know quite. Look, they're reporting on the World Cup. Look at that. Anyway.
Oh, this is go up. Let's see what newspaper is this. I think this is a Reformer. Iranians in the chat. I think this is a so-called Reformer video. Reformer, like not video. Newspaper. Can we see what they're saying? It's saying Ejma Milli bar sar Hormuz, like lower. Lower. No, don't zoom in. I saw. هزینه جنگ طلبی از جیم مردم آمریکا. Oh, okay, no, never mind. Okay.
These are all the newspapers. They're all just the same. Like war, fight.
حمله گازنبوری به منتقدان توافق. So an attack on the people who were criticizing there's an attack on the people who were criticizing the negotiations. No bunyad.
There's really nothing good here. Look at who's there in the top right, Armin. Look at that guy. The son of Ali Khamenei. Oh, that's Nabavi. Well, he looks exactly the same.
No, you're right. No, you're right. They do look the same. You're right. That is not Nabavian. Yes, you're right. That's the son of Khamenei.
Okay, that's okay, that's what I thought. I was like, okay, that's that him.
No, you're correct. You're correct.
Jeez,
no, you're right. He's not. Yeah. They look.
What does this say? Wait.
From بازگشایی مجلس با تغییرات خبرساز در برخی از کمیسیون. Okay, so the parliament opened finally in the Islamic Republic. After 5 months of being closed, the parliament was open. And guess what? All the people who were anti-negotiation from the Paidari camp, they were removed from the important positions, including the Security Commission. So, for example, Nabavian, who was part of the Security Commission, he lost his position. He was fired, which shows that Ghalibaf still has the upper hand within the regime.
Yeah.
So now people are saying, right? No, guys, that's not Ali Khamenei. That is one of, so Ali Khamenei had multiple sons. Mujtaba was the most political one. He has other sons who are alive. So Ali Khamenei is dead. Mujtaba Khamenei is either dead or as good as dead so far. But there, Ali Khamenei has other sons. Mujtaba Khamenei is not even the eldest son of Ali Khamenei. He has other sons, and they are alive, but they're unimportant. They have not been politically as active or influential as Mujtaba.
Yeah. And so if we actually go into the group chats and take a look at what these regime supporters are saying in their own political discussions, we can see here that Farzad is responding to Najmi and saying, you and Sabati and Nabavian and all the officials, these guys are the Paidaris, the super Durka Islamic Republic people, they listen to these people. These are their politicians. You and Sabati, Nabavian, and all the officials in the IRGC, all those who are fighting for the Islamic Republic, you want to fight? Go and gather on an island and say death to any country and send death to them and fight them as long as you want to live. Take Muharram, which, can you explain what that is, people? Oh, right. Muharram every day and beat yourself up. It's where they like have the chains and like they're like, oh my God, my Imam 1,000 years ago died and I need to still mourn him every day, or I mean every year for a month. These people are sick and tired of whoever is still warmongering within the Islamic Republic. There's a huge portion of them that are sick and tired. It's been months now that bombs have been falling. The economic situation is terrible, one of the worst in the world. And they are sick and tired. They hate when other regime supporters are advocating for war.
You actually explained Muharram very well. I wasn't even needed.
And I know you like explaining what it is, so
no, I like actually hearing this from your perspective. It's actually interesting to hear it. Yeah. I do have some videos that you're gonna love from inside Iran that shows the mood there. Yeah.
Guys, so these are the text version of people talking about, and we can see the mood there, and then we'll show the videos afterwards as well. We got another guy. We have Mohammad Reza, who says, what do you mean by infrastructure? So there's the Khatam al-Anbiya, the Supreme Leader's headquarters office, who came out and had a speech. Also, I'm pretty sure that guy's dead. You know what I mean?
It's not Supreme, it's IRGC. Khatam al-Anbiya is one of the most important institutions within the IRGC. And this person is the spokesperson of that institution. And he does look like AI a little bit here, but I don't know. You're right. Is he dead?
Guys, so no one's actually seen him. This is like one of the most hated people in Iran, and he has not been seen in a while, and his face looks like AI, so people think he actually got taken out in the war.
Maybe he's just acts like AI ever since people think that he's AI, so maybe that's what's happening.
Maybe. And that spokesperson for the IRGC came out and said that we are going to strike the Arabs' infrastructure. We're going to strike American infrastructure, everything. And this guy's coming out and he's saying, what do you mean by infrastructure? Isn't water or electricity isn't infrastructure? What else have they not built? Like what else do the Arabs not have? The Arabs have, ports, they have power plants, radars, airports, they have all of that, right? We don't. We in Iran don't have all of that. Tell them to build infrastructure in Tehran. Otherwise, we Southerners don't matter. There's another guy who's really pissed that he has to live in 140-degree heat, 60-degree Celsius heat in the south of Iran, while the rest of the country and the IRGC in the north are just being like, oh, it's not a big deal. I guess, we'll hit their infrastructure too if they do it. It's like, what do you mean? They're really mad at each other. We've been showing you guys messages like this the whole time. The IRGC in the south are wondering why they've been abandoned by the headquarters in the north. And we have someone questioning the supreme leader. I have a good one coming up, but let's take a look at this one. Kavi saying, friends, America is plowing our beloved Iran. Our own beloved lives and the lives of our compatriots are as worthless as the lives of sheep. Which, I thought they really liked sheep. There is no news about the leader from the authorities. He used to give out a PDF. This will be better if we translate that in Farsi.
دوستان آمریکا داره ایران عزیزمون را شخ میزنه. جان عزیز خودمون و هموطنانمون مثل جان گوسفند بیارزش است. واسه this person needs to learn how to use dots. واسه مسئولین رهبر واسه مسئول بیارزش است. نه و هموطنانمون مثل جان گوسفند بیارزش است واسه مسئولین. رهبر کجاست؟ خبری ازش نیست. یه PDF میداد قبلا بیرون. So like, yeah, my friends, America is plowing our great Iran, our dear Iran. Our lives are like sheep. Our plowing is just a way to say like bombing, like really heavily.
No, what does he mean by plowing?
Okay. Bombing heavily. All right. And it says, our lives are as worthless as sheep for the officials in the Islamic Republic. But the last line is the most important. Where is our supreme leader? There's no news of him. He used to at least give a PDF. He's not even giving out a PDF. So okay, Mujtaba, even the Schrodinger supreme leader that was basically as good as dead, these people are saying that at least before, like even after the strike, when he became the supreme leader, people are like, trust me, guys, he's healthy, he's okay, he's fine. Here's a PDF of his statement. This guy is saying, no, we're not even getting PDFs anymore. Why are we not even getting PDFs? Where is it? At least put out a statement. Like, he's right, Ali. Like, if the supreme leader, even if you want to act like if he's dead and you're faking that he's alive, these days they're so busy, they're not even spending time saying, like, guys, here's a new statement from the supreme leader.
Nothing.
Like, no PDF, no
the
statement.
Supreme Leader is nowhere to be found.
He's
nowhere.
not even putting out PDFs.
Then we have Ars, who I think his full name would probably be Arsalan, says he's making fun of someone who wants to fight the Americans and bombard the United States mainland. And he's saying, oh my God, it's a shame that Ghalibaf and Pezeshkian stopped us. Otherwise, we would have attacked American soil in the Golden Gate Bridge with the Fatah 6,383,000,000 whatever 2 missile. You know, because they have so many different versions.
Oh, wow, guys, look at this. Is that sarcasm I'm hearing? Guys, these are the pro-regime anti-Americans. They're making fun of their own propaganda. Wow, guys, they're waking up. Look at this. This is self-awareness. Like, oh my God, it's so great that Ghalibaf held us. We're going to go to the Americans, but Ghalibaf held us back, or else we would have destroyed this with our 6,300,000,000 Fatah missiles destroying the goal. This is beautiful. Guys, look at this. They're waking up. They're realizing that they're nothing. They're nothing. This is great.
Someone watched too many of their Lego videos.
Yes. Oh my God, they're realizing that it was all BS. The Lego videos were a lie. No, don't tell me. Were the Lego videos also a lie? Not the Lego videos. We were fooled by Lego. I knew you couldn't, Ali. I knew you couldn't trust anything Western. The Lego
Dang
is
it.
Western.
That was
we
fake?
shouldn't have trusted it. That was all fake. It was Western infiltration.
Are you sure? Oh man.
There's only 2 things I trust: the Quran and Lego videos. Nothing else. But apparently not even Lego videos. Yes.
I'm gonna save the best for last. We have 2 more. We have 1 more of the Islamic Republic supporters waking up. We have Abbas here, who gave his analysis of why the United States is acting the way it is. He says, dude, come on. Now that they want half-hearted understandings like the MOU to still exist, it's only because America can now come and maximize its strategic oil reserves, control the oil market price, and then come and take our heads. Now Israel and America have realized that they were able to deceive the naive Ghalibaf, but the other people played their cards right. He's saying like other people in the Islamic Republic, not Ghalibaf, so like the IRGC, are doing the right thing, but Ghalibaf isn't. He's naive. That's why they're fighting earth and time. They're fighting, you know, everything to return us to the same disgusting MOU understanding. They're even willing to let ships pass through the area, like the Strait of Hormuz, but we should not consider it. He's waking up. He's realizing that it's just because we can get our oil up and control the oil price, and we're going to go and finish them off.
No. Ali always showed the original Persian and then translate so people could see like what the origin was, because people don't know that these are not written. Some people who are new here, yeah, guys. So Ali, when he's showing us these messages, this is what they look like. He's using an extension to translate them.
Yeah, I translate these.
And also, it's good, Ali, to show us
Farsi.
the Persian for the Iranians who want to see the original Persian, so they could pause.
Oh, sure.
If they wanted to pause, and always be
good
able
idea.
to read the origin. Yeah.
I'll remember that.
Because we have so many Iranians watching us, so maybe they want to see the original.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah.
So this guy was waking up, and then we have the best allogram for last. Let me put this in Farsi first. Okay, here we go. So asal, which in Farsi means honey, is saying something here about the supreme leader. What could it
Okay,
possibly
she's not
be?
with them. Okay, she's one of us.
So
She's
look at her
one of
profile
us.
pic, right? She looks like a regular young girl, right? So she's definitely not like the regime Durka supporters.
But the
She's
main
responding.
reason why she's not with them is because she's saying you're fake leader. So she's basically in the IRGC Telegram group here trying to basically antagonize and make fun of these Durka people. That's what she's here for. Okay, but go ahead.
Yeah, she's dumping some of her anger on top of them. Someone responded with a post and said, the coward was a fake emperor who stole the people's money, etc. That guy was referring to Mohammad Reza Shah Pahlavi. Assad is responding to that guy. He's saying, he was a coward. Your fake leader, the supreme leader, Ali Khamenei, who was 400 meters underground. And he would go underground when 5 bombs came. He would issue orders to kill the Iranian people. He would only oppress them. This girl's talking about Ali Khamenei. Then she goes to talk about the Shah of Iran. The Shah of Iran is the land that Iran built. You even owe him your ID card. He left the country in the morning in a suit. He lived among the people. He didn't want his people to be massacred, so he left. Now, 50 years later, the people regret it, and they shout his name every minute. This was not deleted, which bravo to that young lady for saying that.
Yes. Thank you. One of us. Amazing. Beautiful.
So those are the allograms, and I'm going to give you guys a quick little update here. We actually have a ton. Wow. Okay, so let's go back to the main stage here. Guys, the Islamic Republic has begun its response. It is currently has launched, I mean, I can't even count so many. So 2, 3, 6. Okay, they've launched multiple ballistic missiles from Lake Urumia, Tabriz, Khorramabad, and I think that's all it so far.
Wait, who launched the ballistic missiles?
The Islamic Republic is launching ballistic missiles, and we already have explosions in Jordan. So
okay, so from Urumia is northwest of Iran, guys. From Urumia to Jordan.
So those missiles actually looks like they only took about 4 or 5 minutes for them to arrive on the other side of the Middle East. And I'm assuming they're striking the U.S. military base, which just took some casualties. So I hope everything's okay there. At the same time, the cities of Bushehr are being bombarded in the southern coast of Iran by the United States of America. It looks like the strikes tonight will continue on for a little bit here.
By the way,
another
notice how they're not even touching Israel. Like they
know if they touch Israel, they're screwed.
Such cowards. What happened?
Such cowards.
What happened to flattening Tel Aviv and Haifa? What happened to that? You don't even dare send them one single drone. Not a single drone. What happened to you being the superpower of the region? I mean, I'm good. I'm glad for Israelis that they're not getting any attacks, but it also shows how pathetically weak you are. You only go after Kurdistan region in Iraq, Bahrain, Kuwait, Jordan. You know that you cannot handle Israel. I'm glad that you learned that lesson.
After the explosions, so yeah, now there are early warning issues. Oh, interesting. So Saudi Arabia is issuing a early warning. Let me check to see which part of Saudi Arabia this is. Is it near the Islamic Republic or is it near the Houthis?
Like Israelis are saying, like, no, please attack us. We want an invitation. The Israelis in the chat. No, please, come on. Anything, give us, invite us. That's why they're not doing it. They know if they attack you, because guys, right now Israel is being held back by United States, and if the Islamic Republic attacks Israel, then then Israel will not need any green lights from the United States to be able to get in. That's why the Islamic Republic knows that they don't want to give Israel that excuse. They're really afraid. So, but the Israelis are like, come on, just give us just one missile, just one drone. Come on, tap us in.
Yeah, like, let us in. So guys, Riyadh, the capital of Saudi Arabia, is having early warnings for missiles incoming fire. I don't know if that's just a precautionary method or if they're actually going to get hit here, because Saudi Arabia has not been getting hit by the Islamic Republic. So what a turn that would be right now. Okay. I'll continue to... Okay, it looks like they are aiming for Saudi Arabia, I believe. The IRGC. So Riyadh just issued an early warning for incoming missiles. And
are you sure it's not from the Houthis?
Yeah, it's Riyadh. Maybe. Yeah, so it's closer. It's way closer to the Islamic Republic than it is. Yeah.
But the Houthis sometimes target Riyadh.
You know what? You're right. It's not impossible. I was just linking it together because we just heard ballistic missile launches 2 minutes ago, and then Riyadh also issued their warning, but we'll see. Okay, I'll continue to monitor that. They're launching another wave of ballistic missiles. Okay, gotcha. All right, let's take a look here at the super chats. We got our first one from PC saying, "Hi Armin, hope you're well." Oh, Armin, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I got my tea. I got the alligrams. I got a very friendly live chat right here. So keeping us company, talking about important topics. I'm feeling good. How about you, Ali? How about you? Peace. Got in the chat. Everybody is okay. I mean, okay. To be fair, concerned about the American casualties. Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Yes. Hopefully they're okay.
Okay. So the Red Sea part of Saudi Arabia is also issuing early warnings for incoming missiles. So that would be Houthi territory as well. So it may be that this attack is just coincidentally from the Houthis happening at the same time the Islamic Republic launches ballistic missiles. We'll take a look. All right. You know, guys, one of the key phrases that I've filtered for is "God is great." And the reason for that is because every time the Durkas launch missiles or something big happens, they always go, "God is great." They always say that. So I know there's something important happening once I hear that phrase. And Fleshy Interloper is saying, "Keeping CENTCOM busy?" Yeah. I mean, they're flying drones right over the heads of Chabahar and Bandar Abbas, really low. They're gathering some good intel, and there's nothing that can stop them. I mean, guys, that would be unthinkable just a few weeks ago. Thank you, Fleshy Interloper, and congrats again on the grandchild. Ida is saying, "We be crazy." Hello, Durud and Shabbat Shalom. Like your intro.
Hello, Durud and Shalom. Yes.
Thank you, Ida.
Yes, thank
with
you.
the AI.
It's fine.
And Fizz Engesis
Yes.
saying, getting tired of eating popcorn. Time for kotlet.
Yes.
Yeah, guys, kotlet is the Iranian version of a patty, of a hamburger patty. It's just made a little bit differently, and you can eat it on its own. But we call, every time we assassinate or, boom boom the leaders of the Islamic Republic or even IRGC, we call them kotlet. We made them into little meat patties. A little graphic, but we find humor in it.
Don't think about it too much.
Yeah. It's just yum. It's a good thing.
Yes.
Actually, when General Qasem Soleimani died a few years ago, when he got blown up by the United States, everyone in Iran celebrated by making kotlet, and actually got so out of hand, the Islamic Republic banned kotlet on that day. So if you made kotlet on that day, that's against the law. Thank you, Fizz Injustice. And Justin is saying, taking out mini subs that only pose a threat to landing craft, now hitting Artesh and now hitting further inland, this signals U.S. Marines going in. Yeah, just to what capacity, like how successful, what capacity, but it's only a matter of time.
It could be, I see what you're saying, Justin. It could also, just to be fair, just to see the other side, it could also be trying to create the impression that U.S. Marines are going in. It could also be that, so that to scare the Islamic Republic and get them to the negotiating table. It could also be that. I'm not saying it is, but you have to consider that option.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of that, guys, we actually have an update on the USS Boxer. It was spotted by satellites, and it is in the Arabian Sea. It's largely believed to be just doing donuts. So this is going back to what I was saying, where it's going to take its sweet time, and it's not going full steam ahead to the coast of Iran. It's taking its time. Thank you, Justin. And Ghalibaf, thanks for watching, who's saying, watching now with US elephant farts. In Farsi, popcorn means elephant farts. I don't know why, but actually we did figure out why. It was like some old company or something like that, but yep. Every time you guys eat popcorn, just know that that means elephant fart in Farsi. Thank you, Ghalibaf. And Ehef saying, stretched, you say. Too bad Prophet Muhammad isn't here. He's an expert in that.
Oh my God. Oh no.
Yeah, he is.
No.
Yeah, he is.
Oh my God.
The Prophet of Islam. Yeah, he was really into black guys.
Oh no.
Anyway.
Oh no.
Thanks, Ehef, for that super chat. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, I'm just saying. George Hansen saying the U.S. is establishing a de facto demilitarized zone around Bandar Abbas, I think they meant to say. The U.S. needs to draw IRGC heavy armor so they can engage them before any ground troops can be introduced in numbers. Here's the thing. I think if they were to land troops, the 48 hours before that, you're going to see the heaviest bombardment in the smallest, area that you've seen in a long time. They are going to destroy everything that could possibly be a threat, including every piece of heavy armor. Yeah, that's just standard military tactics for 100 years now. You're on the right track, George. Thank you for the super chat. And Elspeth saying, I think the U.S. strategy is aimed at opening the Strait of Hormuz. They are destroying the IRGC's ability to attack ships and then blocking resupply routes to prevent them from recovering. Completely agree. What do you think?
Yeah, the thing is that this is not sustainable unless, honestly, unless the Islamic Republic falls. We're going to be here forever unless the Islamic Republic falls. There's no way for the United States to there's no way for either the Islamic Republic or United States to regain control over the Strait of Hormuz, or anyone else for that matter. For as long as the Islamic Republic is there, the Strait of Hormuz will never be fully open, and it will never be fully closed either, right? The Islamic Republic will not be able to fully close it. It will be this much. This is why, one way or another, the Islamic Republic has to go. one way or another, the Islamic Republic has to go. This cannot be tolerated by the world. The world cannot like accept this, and the Islamic Republic cannot accept giving up the Strait of Hormuz. So this is something that we're going to be in for, I don't know, maybe a short time or for years. But at some point, and one point or another, the only way to fix this is to just get rid of the IRGC completely.
Agreed. Sharp insight, Elspeth. Thank you.
Thank you.
And little Ariel saying, 1, things are more crazy. Were you guys aware that JD Vance has been directly conversing with Trita Parsi? It's from a news article in Puck News. We are fully aware. We've been aware for a while.
Well, let me see. I know that there's some connection. I don't know if the connection is that direct, but I know I have to investigate this.
So what I've heard is that Trita Parsi is connected to JD Vance's team, and he talks to the team, and then the team talks to JD Vance. It's not like they directly talk, but given that Trita Parsi is literally the Islamic Republic, 100% confirmed, that is insane. That you are at war with a country, and that country is, having some sort of influence on the vice president of the United States is absolutely insane. I used to think maybe that was the plan, but after JD came out on Joe Rogan and said all those stupid things, kind of started doubting that. I'm not gonna lie.
So, guys, Trita Parsi is the founder of NIAC, which is the Islamic Republic's lobby, illegal lobby, may I add, in Washington, D.C., which is responsible for so much of the views that leftist, progressive, and isolationist right-leaning woke right have about the Islamic Republic and Iran. And now, if it is true that Trita Parsi has this line of a direct connection to JD Vance, it does show why a lot of his views are very much the same as the Islamic Republic views. Okay, so recent reports from so here's the summary. Recent reports from Puck News confirm that JD Vance has been regularly speaking with Trita Parsi from the Quincy Institute. This indicates a potential shift in his foreign policy approach towards the Iranian regime and conflicts in the Persian Gulf. So yeah, this would mean that the JD Vance's policies and ideas would be more aligned with the Islamic Republic and against the United States if he's talking to Trita Parsi.
Yeah. And Ariel is saying that's very ironic that JD Vance is talking about foreign countries in such a way that they're influencing America when he's being influenced by the Islamic Republic. Thank you, Ariel, for the super chat. And Omid is saying, if Vahidi is killed, you must do a Santur session. Oh my God. I think, yeah, every time we get an assassination of an important figure,
yes,
Princess Pahlavi comes out with an important statement about the Iranian people, I think we got to play some Santur, guys.
We could do that, our tradition here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Omid. Good idea, actually. And Ariel saying 2. Yeah, it's a niche, but apparently respected news outlet, Puck News. They even have a small interview with Parsi there. Search for it, or I can share the link. I think he found it, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will look into this. Thank you.
Thank you, Ariel. And no, we are fully aware. We went through the Joe Rogan interview with JD Vance, and that was a disaster. I mean, disaster. And Ari Moff is saying they're bombing what Iran uses to trade with China. Largely everyone, actually. But yeah, you're absolutely right with China. And the value of the Islamic Republic is going to be 0 to China once the southern coast of Iran is taken. And speaking of which, we do have some updates. So thank you, Ari. We have some updates that the U.S. base in Jordan is being heavily bombarded by ballistic missiles. We are also seeing that Khuzestan province is also receiving heavy bombardment in response. And the internal and Yes, the internal domestic cellular data in the Islamic Republic of Iran has now been heavily throttled. The internet connection is going back down once again. As for the explosions in Saudi Arabia that did occur, it is unclear whether it's the Houthis or the Islamic Republic. It's not been declared yet, but those explosions did happen. Interceptions. With that, Nima is saying, did they say open sesame before tearing the wall? No, they didn't. That's why they had to break it down. Thank you for the super chat, Nima. You know, you're muted.
I said, but open sesame is from that region, so that's what makes sense.
True. I kind of want to go back watch that movie now. I haven't watched it since I was a kid.
Movie? There's a lot of movies about cartoons.
The 40 Thieves. Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves. Yeah.
Yes.
It was like a Disney-ish cartoon movie. I was like 7 years old.
There's at least 10,000 cartoons about Ali Baba.
Oh man. Okay. Dang.
Anyways.
Thank you, Nima. Good bit of humor there. And Ariel is saying, please read my Vance super chats. I'm losing it. we're so sorry. No, we read them. We read all the super chats we get, but I get what you're feeling. Ariel's like so anxious that you know.
Speaking of
totally
Disney, little Ariel, hi.
Yes.
Speaking of Disney, I never thought I would be talking to a Disney celebrity. It's an honor.
Yeah, I was never really into Ariel. I was more into Jasmine. And who's that girl in Atlantis with the white hair, tan skin? I like that one. Anyway, thank you, Ariel. And Fleshy Interloper is saying, just take both ports, Bandar Abbas and Chabahar. I think they are. I don't think they'll go into Bandar Abbas. Probably not. It's such a large place, but they'll essentially cut off the IRGC in there at the very least. Do you think they'll put troops up into the mainland like Bandar Abbas, or do you think they'll take the islands if they had to?
Honestly, it's unpredictable. They all have their pros and cons. They might just not use they might just do parachutes somewhere much deeper inside.
That's the thing with this president. We have absolutely no clue. I feel like other presidents you could probably largely predict a lot of things, but with this one you cannot. I hope you're right, Fleshy, who also says, where are the penguin commandos? Well, we actually... Oh, yeah, say it.
No, I just want to say, little Ariel, don't listen to Ali. You're very beautiful and cute, whatever. Don't let him get to you, okay? I was into you before, okay? Anyways,
gotcha. And Fleshy Interloper also said, where are the penguin commandos? Well, we actually had the King Durka on the beaches of Sirik in the Strait of Hormuz yelling at us, we don't really need penguins when we got him. So, thank you, Fleshy Interloper.
Thank you.
And Nail Bunny saying, by hitting Bandar Abbas just enough that they have to bring in crews to make roads on rubble, it sucks in people and equipment away from Chabahar. Chabahar is actually pretty far away from Bandar Abbas.
No, but it's true. Like, you have limited resources. If you keep attacking other places, you will bring people there, and Chabahar will be left defenseless. Yeah, that would be the strategy. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. First of all, thank you so much, Nail Bunny, and again, thanks, Flesh Interloper. So we have some breaking news right now. Some pretty significant breaking news that hasn't happened in 4 months. The Islamic Republic has launched ballistic missiles to Saudi Arabia. This is now confirmed. This is the first direct IRGC attack on Saudi Arabia in nearly 4 months. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, pretty sure. This is Axios reporting it. We have Arabian News reporting it. Some Israeli news is also reporting it. So it looks like it's all coming out at the same time. Barak Ravid is also saying it. Yep, Shin is. Yep,
Wait,
it's
no,
coming
no,
out
the
right now.
Israeli, no, no, the Saudi's own official website is also reporting it.
Yep, so they just did it. All right, wow. Wow, so they, I mean, the missile looks like it was intercepted, but that is the first attack in quite a long time.
Ooh, boy.
We have seen some things we have not seen in the past week. This past week has been a significant escalation period, with the next week having the infrastructure of Iran on the table. Again, a signal to the Persian Gulf Arab countries that you better be on board for what's about to come. Okay, another round of explosions in Jordan from the Islamic Republic as well. So it looks like they kind of went crazy tonight, lashing out.
Okay, so if the Islamic Republic is doing that, that must mean that they're fearing ground invasion, ground operations, because they would escalate that far only if they think that things are about to get. They're trying to warn the United States and the world about what they can do to escalate if they are actually thinking this level of escalation by the Islamic Republic suggests that their impression is that the Americans are about to do something. They're about to do a ground assault on the islands.
And it also comes as a signal to Saudi Arabia to back off the Houthis.
Well, they can't do much, but it might signal, it might get the Pakistanis involved.
Isn't that interesting? I mean, if you're Pakistan, you have a defensive alliance with Saudi Arabia, but then you also have an alliance with, or like a lot of treaties with the Islamic Republic. So what do you kind of do when they start
They
fighting
don't
each
have a
other?
defense treaty
With the Islamic Republic? Yeah, they don't. They have one with Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. So this is why the Pakistanis were so motivated to basically de-escalate all of this.
Bad back though. Our next super chat is from Redneck Jeep saying, during the Gulf War, Iraqi soldiers surrendered by the thousands once they engaged U.S. ground forces. Do you think that's possible in Iran?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
So
In fact,
if we have the same assault that happened in Iraq with the highway of hell, the Air Force, the armored tanks of the U.S. rolling in, yes. Actually, even if you didn't have that, maybe you still have that too.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think you're going to get that with much less. In fact, I think thousands will be surrendering to the Iranian people before the Americans even, make a major attack. Like, I think even before the Americans show up, so many of these people might be like, guys, like, come on, like, let's, we're with you or something like that.
When the Americans put troops onto Iranian soil, the Crown Prince will also give a statement. And I'm wondering what that statement's direction will be. Thank you, Redneck. I do think it's possible.
Guys, when we just remember when we're talking about a ground assault by the Americans, we're not talking about anything like what happened in Iraq. Iran is so much bigger, so much more mountainous, and the American public have no appetite for anything like that. We're talking about a ground assault in a limited scale in southern Iran. That's what we're talking about.
Exactly. We're not marching on Tehran from the southern coast.
Yeah.
And Fleshy Interloper saying, Aligrams, delightful Durka disarray and disrepair. And despair. Yeah. They're fighting each other constantly. I don't see a single agreement at all. They are just constantly going at each other. Just took a look again right now. It's literally just people responding to each other, fighting. Like, there's not even news being reported. They're just fighting each other. Hundreds and hundreds of messages. It's great. Thank you, Fleshy Interloper. And UVB is saying, American boots on the ground would backfire. Dead American soldiers on foreign soil would weaken support among the U.S. public. Iran must be liberated from the inside. Maybe you're assuming that the U.S. is doing this out of goodwill for the Iranian people. It's actually the strategic interest of the United States to free up the Strait of Hormuz from IRGC control.
No, I don't think
American
that's what
boots
he's
on the-
saying. No, I think I mean, even when she said, when you're saying Iran must be liberated from the inside, I think that comes with the assumption that this will be good for both Iranians and Americans. And I think what they're saying is that the better strategy would be from the Iranian people. And again, there's no contradiction between a limited ground assault and the Iranian people liberating Iran. So we're not talking about a massive ground invasion in the hundreds of thousands by Americans, right? And this military operation might, if it happens, it probably is going to be happening not with the intention, but maybe with the side benefit of liberating Iran. It would be with the intention of basically freeing up the Strait of Hormuz, basically getting the Strait of Hormuz out of the Islamic Republic's control. That would be the main intention. I don't think the intention would be to liberate Iran, even though it might eventually end up in that. So there is, like, even if we had a massive ground invasion, I don't think that Iran would be able to get liberated by anybody other than the Iranian people. Everybody understands this. The Americans, the Israeli, the Iranian people, Princess of Pahlavi, and even the Islamic Republic understands that the Islamic Republic's fall can only be done by an uprising by the Iranian people. Everybody understands that. Talking about a limited ground assault on southern islands in Iran does not negate that. We're not talking about marching American troops into Iran and liberating Iran. So both of these could be true at the same time. The Americans might be, and we're not saying they might be planning a ground assault in southern Iran, and Iran could only be liberated by the Iranian people. These two don't contradict each other. Both of them are true at the same time.
Yeah.
Also, military even though Iran needs to be liberated by Iranian people, American and Israeli military operations help with that. In the same way that the American Revolution was done by Americans, but the French helped with it. The American Revolution would not be successful without French support. But nobody says that the French did the American Revolution. Nobody says that the American Revolution was done by the French. The Americans did the American Revolution. The French support for the American Revolution didn't turn it into a French Revolution. So in the same way, yes, the Iranian Revolution needs to be done by the Iranian people, but American and Israeli support can make it happen, can help it get it to the finish line. So there's not a contradiction there.
Yep.
And thank you.
You actually said a lot of the stuff that I was going to say as well. So thank you very much, UVB, for the super chat. I think if I'm correct, he actually shows up to our discussion group. So yeah, thank you for that as well. He's very straightforward, by the way. Like he doesn't sugarcoat anything, but that actually makes the discussion. I think so, but it actually makes the discussion go really fast, and the points are really like understood clearly between us. So thank you for showing up. Probably. Yeah, thank you for that. Saber Coaching, who has learned a lot of Farsi or is Iranian. I didn't clarify, I don't think, yesterday, but they're giving us a chance.
Yes. No, he is. He is. This is Rahman in our group calls.
Okay. So
Raham.
Yes, that's good.
You read that, Ali.
مجتبی جون کونیه ولایتش خونیه.
Oh no! Oh my God! You did read it. Hey guys.
I gave into the peer pressure, guys. It wasn't. Wow. I didn't say a nice thing here. It's not very good.
Oh,
if it starts with Mujtaba, it's not going to be anything good. I'm just saying.
Okay.
YouTube, you have no idea what I said, right? Right?
Oh my God! Wow, guys, we're poisoning Ali's mind slowly.
Oops, it's in Farsi. It doesn't count, right? Right, guys?
Count? Okay.
What? Right, guys? Anyway, thanks, Saber Coaching. Oh yeah, didn't I get a chant? Something like that. I forgot what it was. It was really bad.
Yeah.
A Novel Odyssey, welcome back, who's saying Mujtaba is dead, I think. They will probably say he has gone into hiding with the Mahdi and will return at the end of time. Oh.
Ooh. Oh my God. If he is dead, this is so, all of this time, if he was dead, imagine
Yeah,
the
what?
drama. Imagine the drama within Iran if it eventually gets revealed that he was dead all the time. I don't even know how they will survive this. Like, honestly, if it gets revealed that Mujtaba was dead all this time and they have been lying, I honestly think the whole regime will fall apart from within.
That would be a major
Without,
nail in the coffin for their
oh my
legitimacy
God,
and their honesty.
it's
Because remember, guys,
over.
they just have to be honest with the 1% of followers that they have. And if they can't even do that, oh my God. Novel Odyssey, I hope you're right. He's 90% dead. Thank you for the super chat. We got Bill Moore saying, started with Tusi, then Goldie and Armin, and now saw you with Armin.
Oh,
What a way you've come.
yes, from Tusi to Ali.
Yeah.
Yes.
Welcome on board. This is just the
Thank
beginning.
you.
I've been here 2.5 months. I'm actually excited to see where I'll be, 6 months from now, a year from now. Because guys, keep in mind, like, even when all of this, let's say Iran is freed, there's going to be a ton of developments after, but also I'll be in Iran when Iran is freed, and I'll be making videos for you guys to see how Iranians live, how I spent like $100 in a little village, spending 6 hours in this city, visiting the Strait of Hormuz, visiting the missile cities, like showing you guys. And I'll be like, this is what I was talking about. I was telling you. So yeah, Bill, be here for a while. And thank you for the kind super chat. Channel is saying, demoralize and scare the regime. Fly drones low, slow, loud, and 24/7 hours a day. No sleep or respite for the IRGC. Boom booms nonstop.
I don't know if that's a good fly drones. Oh, drones. Okay, yeah, maybe drones.
Yeah, they also piss off the people too.
But I don't know, because drones are easier to hit. So just flying them low, slow, loud, 24/7 will make the Islamic Republic take them down. I think if you get drones there, use them to blow up something instead of just like flying them. I think they would be more scared if you use the same drone to blow something up rather than just flying them. And also, American drones are quiet. Those are the Islamic Republic drones are loud. American drones are quiet. They're stealth, so they don't make loud noises.
That's true. I love this idea though. This, just don't let them sleep. Have them have the most amount of psychological pressure.
You know how you could cause the most psychological pressure on them? Kill them. I mean, well, no, don't do that.
That's actually the shortest.
Yeah.
Shortest amount of suffering. Yes. Yeah, true.
I heard Ali, I heard death is not good for your mental health. I'm no health expert, but I don't think the effects are positive.
Yeah, unless you're a Muslim, then it's actually really good for your mental health. It's actually a really comforting thought. Thank you, channel.
But YouTube, we're not encouraging. Oh my God, Ali, be careful with that. don't YouTube might take.
We meant Minecraft. This is a Minecraft.
No, No, don't say that. YouTube actually sensitive about that now. They think like, oh, if somebody's saying Minecraft. Yeah, so YouTube, just to be clear, we're talking about United States fighting against terrorists, and what US is allowed to do is justified to do in an active battle field. Okay, that's what we're discussing here.
Yes.
I saved it.
Thank you for cleaning up. And Jean-Michel is saying, will they claim a win once their army is fully destroyed? Yeah.
Yeah, actually, yes, because they were like, we're in heaven. You guys think you won? You're gonna go to hell. You killed us and you think you're winning? We're in heaven, you're gonna go to hell.
The Americans will see our latest surprises. They don't know our capabilities. They are in for a big surprise.
Guys, if you bring them to like a few people, a few of them are like, oh, they will say like, well, this is actually going exactly based on our prediction. because in the end of times, the Mahdi will only have a few loyal supporters left. So this is true to our, this is basically completely in line with our prediction. And if you kill them all, they're going to be like, well, at the end of the day, when we die, we go to heaven. When you die, you go to hell. So we win at the end anyways.
Remember, guys, if you stab them with a sword somewhere in particular, they'll just say they captured your sword. They'll never admit that they lost. Although they're starting to. Some of them are being like, hey, we lost.
Yes, this is why I'm saying President Trump has done the impossible. For 1,400 years, these Shias did not accept defeat. The MOU and the negotiations broke these people in a way that they have never been broken before. Never been broken before. Like the MOU did something to these people. Guys, I'm telling you, this is why the MOU did something to these people that we haven't seen in 1,400 years. They're accepting that they're being defeated.
As much as the MOU hurt our mental health, I think it hurt theirs more. It's kind of like collateral damage. Thank you for the super chat. And you're absolutely right. The real Sal, what did Iran do? Iran is a victim. That's what they did. They stupidly allowed the previous generation stupidly allowed the Shah to go. And now we're taking Iran back. That's what we're doing.
Iran is rising. The Islamic Republic is falling. That's what's happening.
True. Guys, if you take a look at some countries around the world, like China, like Iran, like some other countries that have good geographical locations, farmland for food, big population, they will always, in history, with enough time, rise again. Always. Thank you, The Real Sal. And also, they also said, if the U.S. invades, it will be extremely limited. The U.S. would take islands to cut off Iran from sending oil out and then cut off Iran from launching attacks. Absolutely. That is absolutely what they're going to do. And China is going to completely abandon the Islamic Republic because of that very reason, that oil can't get out. Thank you, The Real Sal. And the Persian American said, I love all the boom booms going on. By the way, do you think there's going to be an invasion next week and Israel will get involved? Javid Shah. Oh, man, it's so hard to say next week or what. But I have been saying for a few days now that I'm fairly confident in the next few weeks. So it's pretty imminent. Everything is in place. The U.S. can carry out a significant bombing campaign at this point on the southern coast, even more than it has now. The U.S.'s boxers in the Arabian Sea, all the things are there. It's really just, when does Donald Trump want to do it? When does he believe he will have the most amount of leverage and impact?
Ali, you missed the super chat, but let me actually go to the Real Sal. The Real Sal had two back to back. But let me see. The Real Sal first said, if the U.S. invades, it will be extremely limited. The U.S. would take islands to cut off Iran from sending oil out. Yep. Okay, we'll see. There's multiple options. Don't underestimate Chabahar. Don't underestimate Chabahar as well. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but keep that in mind as well. And then here's the one that you missed. Do you want to read it? Okay, I read it. The Real Sal is saying,
sorry, you read it, and then I have an announcement for you.
Ooh, okay. If it's a big deal, if it's it's breaking news, maybe we should go to that one first.
Okay, then yeah. So, the IRGC Khatambiya has released a video. This video is them claiming that they will now shed all restraint and will completely obliterate all of the Persian Gulf Arab countries' infrastructure.
What? Is this new? Are you sure?
Yeah, this just came out.
ایران همه پوئرت همشولا شل کبلان حتی از سیاسوایی تا جنرالیم و انا شی حد سوا شلاخم و هنهاگا همه دینیت ها پولیتیکاییم و روشی همم شالا کلام رک میشتم شیم بخم کم اگن انوشی اسپیرالات هشتیکاش نوتس را هی توت سر شل اولیگارخیا پیننسیت یتسران ای نشک כלי תקשורת ועיתונאים שחוצבו במוחכם כדי למנוע מכם לשים לב להתפוררות ולנפילה של משטר הכיבוש. היכן נמצאים הפוליטיקאים שלכם? אנשי
So it's in
Wait,
Arabic, but there's
speaking
Farsi
Hebrew.
subtitles.
No, that's Hebrew. Isn't that Hebrew?
Hebrew?
Or is it Arabic? Yeah, that sounded
אנשי
Hebrew.
הצבا و هگرمیم همرکزیم و
Guys,
موساد و
that
تپیتاخون
sounds Hebrew to
شلاختن
me. I know what Arabic. Pause. I know what
Okay.
Arabic sounds like, and that doesn't sound like Arabic. That sounds like Hebrew. Is that Hebrew? Why is he speaking Hebrew?
Oh, it's
Oh,
Hebrew.
it is
Why
Hebrew.
is he speaking Hebrew?
Yes. Wait, can I see the account that posted this?
Sure.
Yes, looks. I don't believe it. Is that a real account? Can you check it? Can you
It
check?
just, I mean, that's pretty suspicious, though. Why is he speaking in Hebrew?
Yeah. What can? How many followers does that account have?
Like 40K.
Okay. Okay. I don't trust it. I don't trust it. Let's see
Okay.
if an actual IRGC account posts this.
Interesting.
Why like it looks so much like AI. This guy does
really
not
does.
speak Hebrew. That guys, how good was that Hebrew? Was that good? It's Hebrew, but I think it's old.
That was
Yeah,
very
no, Ali,
AI-ish.
we don't know if it,
Yeah, I'm kind of
we
getting
don't
some
even know if it's in new.
vibes.
Yeah.
The
Wait
vibes are
for
bad with
Ali,
this
wait.
one.
Wait for main accounts like and stuff like that.
Yeah, you're
Like
right.
Iran International.
It was just
Yeah.
so ridiculous. Okay. Doesn't that kind of confirm that he's AI, though, now? Doesn't that confirm
I
it?
thought people keep
That he's
saying it's
dead?
AI, but if it's people keep saying it's AI, but if it's AI, then experts would be able to say it's AI like that. So I don't understand how could it be AI without any experts coming out and telling us that this is definitely AI.
Why would that guy even speak Hebrew? It's just, I don't know. I feel like they would not like that there. Okay, yeah, let's wait on that. All right. And after we read the super chats, I'll give you guys some more updates here, and we will, yeah. So
Okay, but I got some. Here's the thing: the statement that you were playing, I have that from somebody more official.
Okay.
Mohsen Rezai.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. You saw that?
Yeah.
So
I think he's. I mean, I kind of view him as a clown, though.
It's on Islamic Republic State TV. It's more official than that Khatam al-Anbiya speaker. This is Mohsen Rezai. I'm not going to play the whole video. I'll just read you what he says. Senior Iranian official Mohsen Rezai is saying if the U.S. attacks continue over the next 2 or 3 days, the armed forces of the Islamic Republic of Iran will move beyond the stage of deterrence and retaliation and enter the phase of offense and complete destruction, such that the U.S. bases and soldiers beyond political borders will be pursued and directly targeted. The United States should know that the attritional strategy of war and negotiation has reached a dead end, and in the coming days, the intensity of Iran's attack will increase. So this is Mohsen Rezai saying that.
Gotcha.
Right. Let's do the super chats, and then I have a couple of videos to show. Yeah.
So we have the real Sal saying even if 15% of Iran supports the IRGC, the U.S. and Israel will not be able to deploy 500,000 troops in a short time. It will be very limitless attack. There are no U.S. troops being deployed now. I mean, I think that's maybe you're thinking they would attack the whole country. Is that what he's thinking?
So even if 15% of Iran supports the IRGC, so 15. Oh yeah. So even if that is that high, because we know it's not that high, so that's what he means. The IRGC, the U.S. and Israel will not be able to deploy 500,000 troops in short time. So you know that the support for IRGC is below 5%, right? Well, no, 1% is for the regime, for the officials, less than 1%. But the IRGC could be a little bit higher than 1% because they still have that sacredness a little bit to them, right? But for the officials, like for the current people in charge, that's less than 1%. It will be very limitless attack. There are no U.S. troops being deployed now. I mean, you might be right, but at least the Americans are if they're not going to deploy anything, they are creating the impression that they might. So we'll see. Like they are making it seem like they're about to do something. Oh, limit. Oh, he meant limited. It would be very limited attack. There are no U.S. troops being deployed now. Okay, so you agree then? It would be a very limited military operation if they deploy.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yes, I agree.
Absolutely,
Okay.
very limited. And he also said the US or Israel needs to reach out to the Iranian generals to have a chance of turning the country. I'm not talking about the IRGC, talking about the normal Iranian army. I bet you will find generals who want the IRGC out. Actually, I bet you that none of them will publicly come forward if the United States contacts them. I think if Prince Reza Pahlavi is the one contacting some of them, maybe, but I think you're about to say this too. Everyone who is a somebody in the Artesh, the Iranian military, has been placed there by the IRGC because they know they'll be loyal to the IRGC.
There are some mid-level ranking people that could be on our side, and the real Sal, I bet you that Prince Reza Pahlavi, I wouldn't be surprised if he's already in touch with them, and what you're saying has already happened. So I wouldn't be surprised if some because high ranking, Ali is correct. High ranking, a lot of them are there with put there by the IRGC. But Ali, to be fair, even some high ranking ones that might be put there by IRGC, they might be secretly one of us, because we have seen some of the highest ranking people within the Islamic Republic to be undercover and on our side sometimes, right? So, but some of them who are on our side, I bet you Prince Reza Pahlavi's team is in direct communication with them. Sometimes, like
yes,
yeah.
And their biggest utility, every piece on the chessboard has its own specific role. The Artish's role is probably not to fight the IRGC when it comes to time, when the time comes from push to shove. Their role will most likely be to protect Iran as a whole from any external threats. That will be their role, and to provide security in the country. That's their two roles, if I had to take a guess. And I think that's kind of similar to Lebanon, you know, where some of the generals are very corrupt with Hezbollah links. Thank you, The Real Sal. And UVB is saying, Yuval here, even if assault has a good reason, U.S. casualties would play to the hand of the regime. U.S. casualties
always... No, go ahead, sorry.
U.S. casualties will be unavoidable. It's a matter of how many when they do this limited ground operation. Yeah, I think it would be a far cry to think that you could launch a ground operation or to have so many different factors and to not have casualties. I mean, the U.S. military has a casualty a day, even when it's not in an active war zone. So, you know, those are going to happen. The regime is 100%. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Yuval. They're going to play it. I mean, like, we killed Americans. We captured them. They're going to do the classic AI. You know, we killed hundreds of Americans, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, they're absolutely going to do that.
So that's completely true. We also have to remember that shouldn't be a deterrence, because as much as that's true, and even the bigger cost is losing those soldiers. But if the calculation is that we can't do this because we're going to have casualties, then there's no point having the U.S. military, because what is the point there? Because what if deploying them and risk of losing them is something that you want to avoid at all costs, then you can never deploy them. And therefore, you don't even have it. Therefore, they're not even deterring anybody, because everybody would understand that you will never deploy them because you want to basically keep casualties to a zero. So the whole point of the military will be lost.
Yeah. We have some updates for you guys. Let's go through these remaining super chats. Thank you, Yuval, for the super chat there. And the Persian American who gifted me a membership, thank you so much. Appreciate that. I think he has a super chat later as well. We'll get to that in just a second. Thanks, Noah. Julio Roses is saying Fox News reporting that the U.S. is preparing for a ground invasion. Arm the people first. America. You know, I sure hope a lot of them already armed, really do. Ground invasion, not Iraq, not Afghanistan. This is a limited ground operation acting with very clear, focused objectives. Go in, destroy the ability of the IRGC to target the Strait of Hormuz, get out. That's it. We don't stay there. We don't sit there, wait for rockets and missiles to hit us. But yeah, thank you, Julio.
Wait,
Fox
can you
News,
go back?
Armin. Yeah, it's right here.
So Fox News, I don't know what Fox News is reporting, but arm the people. By the way, thank you so much, Julio, for your support and also for caring for the Iranian people and you pushing for the Iranian people being armed. But it is possible that arming the Iranian people would require some ground assault. Because you need an area, because you don't want to just drop weapons inside Iran, because if you could do that, then you don't know who you're arming. You might be arming the IRGC. You might need to take a place so that you could use it as a base of operation to vet people, train people, then arm people. So ground invasion might be needed to arm the Iranian people in an effective way that doesn't cause a lot of chaos.
Yeah. And if that's your goal, you actually have to go way more inland and destroy all of the missile launchers and drone facilities as well, so Bandar Abbas doesn't get leveled to the ground. Okay. Thank you so much, Julio. And Jeffrey Capella is saying Quincy Institute was co-founded by George Soros and Charles Koch with the stated goal to undermine the U.S. interventionist foreign policy. From Amu Jeff. Amu Jeff, indeed.
Amu Jeff. Interventionist is there from their perspective. Yeah, basically provide. Yeah, exactly. So, guys, this is where Trita Parsi is working at. It doesn't get more anti-American than this, and this is what JD Vance is apparently listening to.
Yeah. So Jeffrey's highlighting the fact that there's a lot of actors out there, a lot of groups that are basically trying to push America into being more isolationist. We can kind of see why that doesn't work. If the country around the world closes the Strait of Hormuz and jacks up the oil prices whenever they want, that's kind of bad, even if you're on the other side. I don't think JD Vance quite understands that. Thank you so much, Jeffrey. Thanks for watching. And The Real Sow is saying any island taking would be a massive media blockout. By time you hear about it, the U.S. would have taken the islands. I don't think so. Unless the internet is completely out in that region, as well as the cellular service, I think you're going to hear about it pretty soon.
I mean, the Islamic Republic can turn things off on them like really fast if they see it is coming. So it might be possible. I don't know.
And also the U.S. would want Iranians to know that they're there.
The Islamic who would want to know? Who would want?
America would want the Iranian people to know that there's U.S. troops there fighting the RGC in Iran.
But the Real Sow is pointing out that the Islamic Republic wouldn't want the Iranian people to know, so they might would not. Yeah. They might want to turn everything off immediately as soon as they see that happens. So they might keep the Iranian people in the dark about what's happening.
Yeah. But don't worry, there'll still be ways for us to know. Thank you, The Real Sow. A Novel Odyssey is saying, I don't always get to watch live. I work night shifts. I put you guys on after I close and listen while I work. Thank you for your company.
Oh, thank you for your company. What a so. Well, thank you for telling us. Thank you for telling us that.
That's always very nice to hear. Very nice to hear. Like, we have no idea where you guys are watching us, where you're listening to, but actually, can you guys let us know where you usually, if you're watching this in the replay, let us know where you're watching this. If you guys are watching this live, please, I want to know where you guys are and what you're doing. It's really interesting. Because remember when we had Tara on, she was like, oh yeah, my parents put you guys on in the living room. And I was like, what?
That's cool. That's cool.
It's very cool.
That's pretty cool.
Thank you, A Novel Odyssey.
Thank you.
And
Bahrain is being
Jeffrey,
bombed right now.
yes,
Okay.
and Kuwait. Oh man. Oh man.
Sorry.
We're going in for a escalation. We actually have a lot of other things happening as well. So, Jeffrey, thank you for the super chat, said a 6-day air campaign, which Jeffrey has been advocating for it, which will be the next round of the war. 6-day air campaign means shaping operations to prep the battle space for any number of operations. I'm pushing the 5x5 to hit regime remnants repressive assets. So 5 days, 50,000 targets, 5x5, to hit the regime remnants. Guys, we have our expert here. We also very, very much respect, and has been largely his opinion for a while now, that the next operation we see is going to be, 5 days long, 6 days long, like a week or so, and you will hit multiple times more targets than in the 40-day war. 40-day war, you hit 20,000 targets. We're going to hit 40,000, 50,000 targets in a week. That's what we're looking at. And then he's also saying that opens us up to so many different options after we do that. And I completely agree. You don't have to pursue the negotiation option at that point. Depends on how successful this operation will be.
Okay, so I didn't understand what Amujef was saying, so I gave it to AI, and this is what I got. In military communications, terminology like pushing 5x5 signifies loud, clear, and perfectly functioning communications and operational execution. Allied forces are operating at peak efficiency to neutralize the remaining hardline factions and remnants of the regime in Iran. By systematically dismantling these repressive assets, the coalition is ensuring that the Iranian regime's ability to protect terror or stage counteroffensive is completely paralyzed before broader operational choices are executed. The relentless air campaign functions as a critical shaping operation to neutralize air defenses and maritime threats deployed by the Islamic Republic. This systematic destruction of repressive assets effectively prepares the Persian Gulf theater for further potential military actions against the Iran regime. So that was the translation of the military talk of Amujef. Was that
He could
correct,
also mean
Amujef?
that today has been, 6 or 7 days, depending on, if you're in the Middle East or Iran or in the US, 6 days so far has been shaping the operations to prep the battle space. Like these 6 days that we're striking the southern coast, degrading their defenses, is prepping us to go in for a full on out air campaign. So yeah.
I wish I had this Amujef translation in real time on our group calls, because sometimes Amujef is like what he's saying is above our level because a lot of military vocabulary there. But now when he types it, I get to just give it to AI. Like, what is Amujef saying? And then I got the translation. Yes, that was accurate. People are saying that was accurate. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Amujef.
And the Persian Americans saying, now all our war will happen very quickly. I say that all the time. I say, when things are actually going to happen, they're going to happen very, very fast.
Yes.
Okay,
slowly
so
at first, and then all of a sudden.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Noah, for the super chat. I completely agree. And Jeffrey was saying Ali got it. Okay, so we understand. We understand. So the 6 days that we've been bombing them right now are shaping us up for the air campaign that's to come, meaning what's about to come, guys, is going to be insanely explosive. We have not seen, the peak yet. We're approaching the peak. Thank you, Jeffrey. And thank you, Noah.
Thank you.
And thank you, Mr. Navabi.
Oh.
And Karen is saying Israel said a few months ago that he is AI. I mean, we think
No,
that too.
they didn't say that. No, they didn't say that. They were saying, "Is this AI?" They might have been like that account that said that. They joke around sometimes, so they never make a statement. They never made a statement. And here's the thing, guys. They were saying, "Guys, we're suspicious. Is this AI? Can you let us know? Is this real?" The Israelis have experts at AI. Okay, why would they be asking that question to their audience? Guys, figure this out for us. They were joking around because they have AI experts that would be able to easily tell it that something is AI or not. So if it's AI, they would know. And if you actually go look at the post by the Israeli account, they were just asking. They were not telling. Yeah, I remember which post you're talking about.
Gotcha.
There was another post.
Thank you, Karen. Okay, there you go. Thank you for the super chat. And Yuval is saying, point is, this war is fought in the United States' TV screens. Okay, so
and
Yuval,
the Islamic Republic, and yes, completely true. And the Islamic Republic TV screens as well.
Yeah, Yuval really wants to highlight the importance of the propaganda and optics.
Soft power.
Soft power. Absolutely right. And I agree with that. We have a super chat. Thank you all. And we have a super chat from the Real Sal saying the IRGC has one weapon, a stomach for loss of life. People hear celebrity 8 planes being lost to get 1 pilot. People here celebrate that 8 planes were lost to just get 1 pilot. But the IRGC see it as a weakness and can say that the US cares too much about their soldiers. And look, they have no stomach for war. Okay, so
that's
another
true.
Optics.
That is but that is so true in the short term. Okay, the values of democracies and free societies cause you to have self-imposed restrictions that you put on yourself that makes maneuverability limited and make decision making slow and puts a lot of obstacle in your ways. And this is why sometimes tyrants and regimes that have no value for human life look more efficient and more able and faster at making decisions and execution. Short term, the values, Western values, look like a limitation and a weakness. And short term they are. But the very values that short term cause you so much accountability, so much limitation, so much self-imposed restrictions are the reason why you are a more advanced society, right? It takes these values to be as powerful and as rich as the United States. So even though it has short-term limitation, it has long-term benefits. You wouldn't be able to afford an army that big if you didn't have these values. And you're right. I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm just saying there are people who are thinking that the IRGC who thinks that, who sees us as a weakness, is because they're looking at things that are so short term. They don't see the long term value of having the superior culture and the superior value. And yet the Real Sal is saying facts exactly.
That's why we're the best. Thank you, the Real Sal.
Thank you.
And Rita Lifta with the super sticker. Thank you so much. If you want to also say something in the chat along with that, if you meant to send a super chat instead, please send a message and we'll read that as well.
Some people just send super stickers just because they want to support. So thank you
very much.
And it's from Israel. I'm Israel Chai.
Thank you. And Nollybug saying voting for special guest Amu Jeff on your show. Absolutely,
Yes.
anytime.
Yes, that would be amazing. Yes.
That'd be great.
Yes. Thank you. We will do that. We will for sure do that. Just have to arrange it.
100%.
I actually been trying to do it permanently as soon as he makes a YouTube channel.
Yes. Yes. He's got a lot. He's got a lot on his plate.
Yeah.
But we'd love to have him whenever he has time. Yeah, absolutely. Good idea, Nolly. And Yuval is saying on TV screens, so the war is fought on TV screens, hence the caution about casualties. Because a loss on the PR front might cost the entire campaign, even if the ground battle is won. I actually was talking about this with Yuval in the group discussions, and he does take a look at the historical wars that have been fought in Iraq and Afghanistan and Libya, and what the PR did to those wars. And I think we're looking at a completely different situation here, but not completely different. It's different, just not completely. So this is a huge factor. Depends on whose TV screens it is. The Iranian people's TV screens are going to be, vastly different than the Americans' TV screens. And it also depends on how long it takes. That'll also affect it a lot. But yeah, all good points, Yuval.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
Wait, let me hold on. No, bring it back.
Yeah.
Bring it back, because I was chatting. On TV screens, hence the cautionary casualties, because the loss in PR war might cost the entire campaign, even I'd ground battle. Yes, yeah. I mean, we're not disagreeing with you. We completely agree. The only thing that we're adding is that you always have to take this. Losing soldiers is a loss in a battlefield for many reasons, including the soft power war, right? But all I'm adding to that is that it doesn't mean that they're not going to do it. It doesn't mean that it's not going to do it. It's like if you have a house on fire and then you send a firefighter in, you're like, hey, he might burn alive. Like, yeah, he might, but we're still going to send him in, right? So I understand the cost associated with this. I do, and I agree with you. I'm just saying it doesn't. I'm not even disagreeing with you. I'm just saying it doesn't mean that they're not going to do it, because even with this potential risk, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're not going to do it. That's all I'm adding. They might do it. I mean, we already lost 16. How many soldiers have we? American soldiers have we lost?
I think it's actually 21.
21. 21. We already have lost 21 soldiers.
Yeah, but some of them, the U.S. is not claiming were caused by the IRGC, even though they probably were. But hey,
no, I don't think so. I think the United States is pretty honest about what happens.
Yeah, there's still a huge investigation about that U.S. Army soldier who was killed in Erbil due to the IRGC explosions in there, but they claimed it was not related. So there's still a huge thing going on. Thank you, Yuval. And Karen is saying that I got that info from AI. Ask AI yourself and see.
Yeah, I remember that post. I know what post you're referring to. Maybe they alluded to it, but it was the speaker of Khatam al-Anbiya. I remember it was an official Israeli account on X that mentioned, that was asking like, "Hey guys, where is this guy? We have never seen him. Is he AI?" I remember that post. I remember what you're referring to.
Thank you, Karen. And Kevin Shaw gifting 5 Liberty Politics memberships. It's very kind of you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for the gift basket. Thank you.
Who in the chat got it? And Bisler, who gifted 1 Liberty Politics memberships. Also, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Much appreciated. And Catherine Waters saying, that's a cow, Armin. Oh, the little
What?
plushie?
No. Is it? No, it's a goat. Hold on.
Guys, is that a cow or a goat?
It could be either, to be honest. I mean,
Do cows
at the
have
end of
horns?
yeah. Yes, they do.
The bull's got horns, right? People are saying it's a cow,
this
it's a goat, it's a cow.
You know what? It could be either, so I decide because it's mine. Okay? And I say it's a goat.
Someone had a good point. Dominic had a good point saying no udders
But it might be a
in the
boy.
stomach.
It
True.
might be a boy.
And has horns, so it might be a boy.
Yeah, people are saying, look at its snout. But I mean, goats also have a. I mean, goats also have a snout. It's just a bit more pointy. But I mean, guys, this actually doesn't look like a real cow or a goat, anyways. Like cows do not. They're not like this, okay? No cow is like this, okay? And no goat is like this. So it's basically up to me, and I say it's a goat. It also has a tail that looks like this is a goat tail, okay? I decide. It's a goat. Anyways.
I guess we'll never know.
No, we do know. It's mine. I decide what it is. Okay.
Rooster is trying to compromise by saying half cow, half goat.
That's not possible. Yeah, but okay. Thank you. All right, I have some videos that I need to share to you guys. It's important.
Okay. Quick. They hit Lorak Island. They hit the tower of the Maritime Traffic Control on that island. So that's gone. They also hit another 5 bridges and tunnels in Hormozgan province. So around Bandar Abbas. So another 5 bridges in addition to the 5 bridges they hit yesterday. So we got 10 bridges in total that have been hit in 48 hours, as long as another maritime traffic control tower. I think the Arabs' infrastructure is going to get hit tonight, just like it did last night. We'll see. All right. That's the update, guys.
All right. So this is the pro-regime Arzishi, as we call him. And he's threatening Americans, this is for you, from inside Iran, by a pro-regime anti-American. Okay. Let's see what he's doing. He has the soil of Iran in his right hand. Okay, look. Watch this. Pay attention. Like Mr. Trump, do you see this? This is a piece of my land. This is a piece of the land of Iran. Like, I promise to God, if we have to eat this soil, we're not going to let you have this soil. And he starts eating it. Look at this. He starts eating the soil. He says, Trump, if I have to eat this soil so you can't have it, I will eat the soil. I will eat the soil so you can't have the soil. Okay? والله.
والله اگه مجبور بشیم از این خاک بخوریم این خاک رو تسلیمت نمی‌کنیم والله ما از این خاک می‌خوریم حرومزاده کودک خار.
Like I promise to God we will start eating the soil, you bastard.
کردی 4 تا بی‌وطن فراری واسه دم تکون دادن از اون سر دنیا بلند میشین یا اینجا واسه ما تعیین تکلیف می‌کنی.
And like just because 4 traitors in our country are basically dancing to your tune, you think you could come from the other side of the world and come and make our decisions for us?
چند روز دیگه میفهمید چرا تاریخ به اینجا میگفته خلیج فارس.
Anyways, the rest is like nonsense. But I just wanted to say this guy is literally saying that they will start eating the soil so that Trump cannot have this soil. That's his strategy.
Holy. Wait, I'm not going to lie. That was the last thing I expected him to do.
Wait, one more time here.
آقای ترامپ اینو می‌بینی؟ یه تیکه خاک این سرزمینه. والله اگه مجبور بشیم از این خاک بخوریم این خاک رو تسلیمت نمی‌کنیم. والله
Doesn't even stop talking while he's chewing on the rock.
Yeah, wait, watch. That's what I'm gonna show. He's talking while eating. Like he doesn't stop talking while eating it.
آقای ترامپی رو می‌بینی؟ یه تیکه خاک این سرزمینه. والله اگه مجبور بشیم از این خاک بخوریم این خاک رو تسلیمت نمی‌کنیم. والله ما از این خاک می‌خوریم.
He keeps talking while eating it. والله اگه مجبور بشیم از این خاک بخوریم. Guys, if you're American, look at this. This is like, how are you gonna do? You can't. Like you can't. What are you gonna do? You guys wanted Iran's soil? You can't have it. These people are gonna eat it. You didn't think about that. You have been checkmate. You lost. That's what you have to deal with. Soil eating Durka.
I'm not, you got to be willing to do what your enemy does. And I'm not willing to do it.
Yes. Okay, so this guy, do the rest. That's not that much. There's a lot more soil in Iran.
There's a lot more dirt.
Keep working. Yeah, there's a lot more dirt. It's not enough. I hope you're working every day. Keep eating your rest. The Americans are coming. Keep eating your rest. All right, let me actually show you. By the way, you saw the part where he was saying, like, just because 4 traitors are basically dancing to your tune, it doesn't mean that you could come here and do what you want. He's talking about people like Ghalibaf, Iraqi, Pezeshkian. He's saying just because some of our officials are basically doing, dancing for you, don't get the confidence that you could come here and do whatever you want. Like, we will fight back. That's what he's saying. And speaking of, here's another video posted by an Arzishi, meaning one of the people who are pro-supreme leader, pro-Islamic rule, anti-Ghalibaf people, right? So this video is meant to show that Ghalibaf lied. He said he held the MOU. Ghalibaf, when they signed the MOU between Trump and Pezeshkian, when the MOU was signed, he brought a copy of it and said that this MOU shows that we defeated the Americans. It shows that the Americans they surrendered to us. That's what the MOU proves. And this video edit over here is supposed to show that Ghalibaf lied, because he said that the MOU defeated the Americans, but now the Americans are bombing us in southern Iran. That's the point of this video. Watch this. And guys, remember, this was edited by a pro-regime person against Ghalibaf.
این سند شکست آمریکاست. قدرت مذاکره یک روش مبارزه هست، یعنی این. ما با عزت کار کردیم.
So you're like, look, he lied to us. He's like, we had power, we defeated the Americans, but now they're bombing southern Iran. That was the point of that, right? And then I want to show you a third video. And this video might not be as cool as the first one, but it's very telling. It's very telling, okay? Because something is happening here. You know what? I'm not going to bore you by playing all of it. Because I already did it in the Persian channel and it's 2 minutes, so it's too long. But what you see, let me just show you a little bit of it and then I'll explain the rest.
ما از دولت هیچ توقعی نداریم. حرفشون رو زدن رئیس جمهور، رئیس مجلس، وزیر امور خارجه، سپاه بیاد دوباره بیانیه شعارگونه بدهد بگن ما سربازیم، ما ولایت پذیریم. بابا اگه ولایت پذیر بودید که اصلا رهبر معظم انقلاب اینو نمیگفت. او 1/4 که رهبر بهشون امید داشت که اونها لااقل رای ندن کیا بودن؟ ما از دولت هیچ توقعی نداریم.
رؤسای 3 قوه موافق بودن، وزرای کشور، خارجه و سرپرست وزارت اطلاعات موافق بودن، رئیس سازمان برنامه و بودجه موافق بوده. اینا میشه نیروهای کشوری ما. از بین نیروهای لشکری هم فرمانده فرمانده کل ارتش، فرمانده سپاه پاسداران انقلاب اسلامی و دبیر شورای عالی امنیت ملی.
All right, that's all you need to see. So here's what's happening. Both them. This is a very, this is an edited video by the people who are against the negotiations. You know, pro-regime, pro-Mujtaba, pro-supreme leader, pro-Islamic rule, anti-Ghalibaf people. But here's what's happening, Ali. Here's what's new in this video. We have already seen videos like this, but now they're also attacking IRGC. That's new. Both the mullah was saying that we have no more talks with you. You guys basically betrayed our supreme leader. He mentioned the IRGC as well. And in this parts of the edit, they're listing all of the people who voted yes to the MOU as traitors against the wish of the supreme leader. And look at this at the bottom. They're putting Vahidi there. They're putting the head of IRGC. They're putting IRGC commanders are there as well. And he mentioned the Sepah, the head of Sepah as well. He said the head of Artesh, and he mentioned the head of Sepah as well. You know what this means? It means that we're starting to move into not just blaming Ghalibaf, Pezeshkian, Ejei, Artesh. We're also moving into saying that the IRGC voted against the wishes of the supreme leader. This is new. This is big. Do you understand? Guys, let me know in the chat if you understand the significance of this. This is because the reason why I was so excited to share, I know this is a bit more nuance and detail, and some of you are like not interested in this level of nuance, but I do have some bias in showing you this because Ali didn't, because I predicted this. I told you that they're going to start with Ghalibaf, but they eventually are going to go start attacking IRGC as well. And I also theorize that this is a Ghalibaf move. Ghalibaf, instead of trying to get rid of the people who are attacking him, eventually he's going to get the people who are attacking him to also start attacking IRGC, because Ghalibaf can't go any lower when it comes to popularity. Nobody can go lower than Ghalibaf right now. So there is no point in trying to defend yourself. All you have to do is to drag IRGC lower with you. Okay, so if I'm Ghalibaf, instead of trying to go and starting promoting myself, because there's no hope in that, there is no saving that Ghalibaf position, he has no base of support. But you have to start pushing for narratives that says that it's not just Ghalibaf that betrayed the supreme leader, it's also the IRGC, because Ghalibaf doesn't have to become popular. He just has to think about his soft power relative to the IRGC. So if we bring IRGC down, Ghalibaf's relative soft power to the IRGC will increase. And remember, I also said IRGC has 3 layers of power. The core is military. Above that is economic. And above that is soft power. Because unlike Ghalibaf and Pezeshkian and Arakshi, the IRGC still has some level of popularity and a sense of sacredness among pro-regime Iranians. Ghalibaf can't go with them can't take the military right away from them. That is too hard to tackle right now. He can't take the economy away from them either. He made it very clear that that's his intention, saying that we have to go get the economy away from the launcher boys and bring it to us. But that they're too powerful in that segment as well. So he has to first remove the first layer, which is their soft power, which is their standing among pro-regime Iranians. If you get that away from them, then you will be able to push for legislation that will take the economy slowly away from IRGC and give it to the rest of the Islamic Republic. If you take the economy away from them, then with the economic power, you could take the military power away from them. But the first layer that you have to take away is their standing among the hearts and minds of pro-regime Iranians. And it has started. As I predicted, it has started.
So Ghalibaf's looking for guys. Okay, so basically, a shrinking tide lowers all ships, and Ghalibaf, instead of trying to fight the tide, is trying to simply drown his opponent in what little water is left. And he's trying to find how much water can I barely drown my opponent in? How much minimum amount of water can I get to before I pull the trigger on the IRGC commanders and I finish the job on them? Is that right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, he has, so Ghalibaf has no military power relatively. I mean, he's still ex-IRGC, so he has some connections, but he doesn't have economic. Ghalibaf has only the Americans, okay? The Americans being here, wanting to negotiate, the Americans basically threatening the Islamic Republic if there is no negotiations, the Americans potentially taking out the obstacles from the path of the Ghalibaf. So that's what he has, right? So he knows he's like so vulnerable with if the Americans leave at some point. He needs to use the situation right now to basically create a moat around himself. And he has no chance against the IRGC if the Americans are not here. So he needs to find a way to disarm the IRGC, or else he would lose his power. He would lose the Iron Throne. And the only way to start doing that is to infiltrate the enemy, which is the Paidari camp and the street people, and you cannot, like, they have been too brainwashed for you to come and just tell them that, oh, Ghalibaf is good, Ghalibaf is doing the right thing. That's not going to work out. You just need to tell the people who are attacking Ghalibaf that Ghalibaf could not have done this alone. Ghalibaf could not have betrayed the supreme leader alone. Who is Ghalibaf? What power does he have? If the negotiations are happening, if the MOU was signed, it could have only been done with the blessings of IRGC. Like, how would Ghalibaf be able to force this upon IRGC? Like, with what force, with what power? So Ghalibaf has to spread the message, spread the narrative among the people who are attacking. And this is clever, because people would not think that this is a Ghalibaf narrative, because that narrative is also attacking Ghalibaf. So people would not be suspicious that this is coming from Ghalibaf, because it's attacking Ghalibaf. But Ghalibaf doesn't care, because he can't go any lower from where he is. The only thing that he cares about is that it's also attacking the IRGC.
That's a great point. You know, they actually started with Pezeshkian first, then linked it to the National Security Council, and then they started linking it to the IRGC. I think that was the route that they took.
Well, they started with Pezeshkian because he's easy to use as a scapegoat, right?
Yeah. They didn't jump from Ghalibaf to the IRGC. They took a little route.
No, so Pezeshkian was the first obvious choice, because, like, let him suffer, let him take the bullets instead of Ghalibaf. But at the end of the day, the Arzashis, the pro-regime, religiously minded people, they could see that Pezeshkian is not making the decisions. They could see that Ghalibaf holds the power. So using Pezeshkian as a scapegoat would only go so far. So at some point, people see Ghalibaf as the person who's leading all of this. Just because Pezeshkian has a signature on an MOU doesn't mean that these people are going to fall for it. But Ghalibaf will be like, okay, so okay, exactly. So if you're going to think that I have more power than Pezeshkian, so you should be blaming me, then who has the most power? It's the IRGC, so go blame them. So you just follow that logic.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they did. They're like, Ghalibaf, okay, well, he doesn't have enough power, so they went Pezeshkian. They're like, he has no power. Then they went National Security Council. They're like, okay, they have power, but who kind of makes up the IRGC? It's the IRGC.
Yep. In the National Security Council, you have the Artesh, you have the heads of the three branches, but you also have IRGC, and the IRGC voted yes to the MOU against the wishes of the Supreme Leader. So the IRGC also betrayed the Supreme Leader.
So we saw the path that Ghalibaf just took in terms of gaining political favor. From that trajectory, can we guess what he does next? So I'm thinking he's just waiting to see what's the threshold at which I can lower the power of the IRGC until I can act on them. Is there something? I feel like there's more steps along the way here.
If it was, I don't know what he's gonna do, but if it was me, I would get IRGC forces to start suppressing the people. Like, I would cause some tension, some physical tension, some street tension between IRGC, low-level IRGC people, and the people who are anti-MOU in the streets.
And they already started that.
Yeah. So what the people in the streets need to feel is that somebody in the IRGC is ordering their suppression. and then there would be a backlash,
Oh.
not just on Ghalibaf but RGC.
Armin, they laid the foundations for that already. By all the name calling, by all the rumors of they're paying these supporters to show up and they're not allowing them to show up, that's easy at this point. Okay, so that's where they're going. The tension to start some level of violence and insecurity, then escalate that and direct it at the IRGC. I think that's where they're going. Okay. So that's Ghalibaf's plan, huh? Gotcha. Well, the IRGC knows that. Let's see what they do.
The IRGC is putting money into mosques. The part of the IRGC that is pushing back against this, they're putting money into the mosque and Husseinias and all the groups that are coming into the people coming in the streets and saying like, "Oh, death to the compromisers." That is not organic. They're being funded. They're being funded as well. This is being pushed by the elements of IRGC or against all of this.
So Ghalibaf is redirecting that and is actually using some of his opponent's strength, like in judo. Like he's using his opponent's body weight against them by redirecting that.
It's all money, right? So we have IRGC oil money from the from the sales from the blockade removal. Well, we'll see. So the Americans, when they did the MOU, we need to see like if they manage to, because I bet you Ghalibaf has access to money somehow from the oil sales. The Americans probably had to do something that it gets to him rather than the rest of the IRGC. But I think what's happening is that Ghalibaf has managed to get some access to the oil money, and he's spending it, and IRGC is spending it, and they're all basically pushing for different narratives against each other.
Oh man, war is always a war of attrition, huh? Always. Who runs out of resources first? That was great.
Right.
That was a great little session where we actually just pretty much figured out what we're about to see from the Islamic Republic going forward now. So for anyone that didn't understand, and correct me if I'm wrong. Sorry, go ahead.
No, do it fast, because if the stream gets above 3 hours, then our editor is screwed. So we have to make sure we finish it before.
So we have 6 minutes, right?
Well, let's just do 3 minutes.
Okay, guys. Okay. So in the Islamic Republic in the future, and in the coming phase, we're going to see escalating tensions and violence on the street against each other. We're going to see if the IRGC or Ghalibaf are going to run out of money first. Whoever runs out of money first loses. And we're going to see more redirection of anger to the IRGC to lower their power.
Thank you. That's a good summary.
Of course. And we have 3 super chats before we head out. We have Ida, who says, "It's a cow. It's a goat. It's a coat."
No, it's a coat.
Oh man, that's dark.
Yeah, I'm not going to wear my baby. Wait, did it turn into my baby goat?
Thank you, Ida. And Aryan of Persia is asking us, how might the influx of diasporic Iranians to a post-regime Iran be received by Iranian residents? How might the immediate differences in mannerisms and lived experiences influence societal dynamics? That's a question for me. That's, you basically have to assimilate and take on more Iranian-born Iranian mannerisms and things like that. And then at the same time, you have to balance it out by, if you meet other diaspora Iranians, you know how they are, so then you act differently with them. So you act differently with your diaspora Iranians, you act differently with the Iranians. You have to balance it out.
I think that the Iranian people will be so much, the celebration of the liberation of Iran will be so bonding that all of those slight differences at that point will melt away. There will be so much concentration on celebrating that Iran is free that the differences will not even be noticed at that point.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Good question. And honestly, we should talk more about that, me and you, because I think we're going to be in the same boat. I'm Your Sensei is saying, do you think the US military in Israel will eventually win? The IRGC seems to be going to the extreme to win attacking other Gulf states. Yeah, I do.
Yes, me too. It might take longer than people think, but this is unsustainable for the Islamic Republic.
Yeah. We just talked about money, right? Who's running out of money? The IRGC.
Is death by 1,000 cuts? Just think about it like that. We might be going through the swing of attack negotiations a little bit, well, a lot actually longer than what people want. But one way or another, the Islamic Republic will fall.
Absolutely. And thank you for that. So with that, we will end the stream here. Please subscribe to both of our channels, Ali Samani and Liberty Politics. Yes. Please subscribe to both. We'll be here same time tomorrow.
Yes, let me put the Ali's channel in the chat. And and the monkey, I think, has a stream today. So I'll put his link in the chat as well. And subscribe to Liberty Politics as well. Let me actually put, So, I'm going to put Liberty Politics on Ali's channel as well. So subscribe to Liberty Politics as well. And so just like and subscribe and leave comments and share our channels. Very much appreciated. Thank you, everybody who supports us by spreading the word and subscribing and stuff like that. And until next time, we'll see you guys same time tomorrow. Until then, I'm Israel Khan. Slava Ukrainian.
Cuba
Libre. Long live America. Javid Shah. Payande Iran.